Welcome back to the NCQMA Speedway. After some technical difficulties, as I don't know what all I got in before we got cut off, but
well,
this
this is not a football game. I know that. It's not snowing. I know that. Oh, Sam's here. It must be quarter midget racing day at NCQMA. I'm going to run down to the hottest part of the track. Now, you got the hottest part of the track. Look up that big ball of fire pointing at you. But Sam Hatfield's back here, come out of turn 2 in the backstretch, overlooking the best quarter midget track in the country. Thanks, Bobby Labonte, for doing that. And I'm going to head over there so I can race interviews when they climb out of the car all sweaty and clammy and all emotional and ask them what happened. And we'll get it firsthand from those drivers. Sam will be calling all the action. And, folks, if you have not listened to Sam Hatfield call a quarter midget race, and I'm not just saying this because he's sitting beside me and he's my broadcast partner, but he really gets into the race. And if you're sitting at home or if you're in California or wherever, you can envision in your mind what he's saying because he is so good at it. And that comes from his experience driving here for a few years. And he can almost tell you what a driver is going to do before he does it because he understands the sport so well. So we're very thankful, Sam, to you for you coming out and doing this great, and it is great. I mean that seriously, great broadcasting. We really enjoy it. We do these quarter midget races, and unlike big time with a TV schedule, our times fluctuate quite a bit depending on what happens. And today we were told we're going to start at 1 o'clock, and obviously we try to get on the air right at 1, but they still haven't started because they have everything that's done here is volunteers, and sometimes you volunteer and you have 2 jobs to do at one time, and it's a little difficult. But I'm going to head on down to my vantage point so I can score the races for the website. And Mr. Hatfield is going to do his usual professional analysis of quarter midget racing. I don't want you to get too good that the networks call me and say, we need you to come work for us, but because you work pretty cheap now. So but anyway, welcome to everybody, and thanks to Flash Products. I had a conversation with Mr. Youngchuck this morning, and told him how we appreciated what he's done for us, and he's excited. He says, people look forward to listening to these races and listening to your call. So we're going to get ready to. I think we've been joined in the booth by another race car driver from the NCQMA, and that would be Mr. Ryan Repko has just come into the booth. I think he has a headphone on. We'll find out here momentarily. Mr. Repko, are you live and in person?
Test, yes.
Now, you're not driving. You don't need to test. Mr. Repko is a up-and-coming limited late model driver trying to get his career off the ground. It's as in anything in life, it's a slow process. But you're a great young man, and you have a great future in racing. I hope someday to see you at the real big time. That would be great.
Thank you.
So you're going to help Mr. Hatfield keep him straight here today with some analysis?
Sure. Probably till Senior Honda goes out, then I'll have to leave.
I can't believe you're going to put racing ahead of broadcasting. See, Sam retired to come be a broadcaster.
Well, I don't know. Our 160 was
we
pretty
could call
slow.
You Michael and Darryl Waltrip in the booth if you want.
Yeah. We're going to be making a lot of adjustments to our 160. In fact, we already have. We qualified 6th, which is
that's totally uncharacteristic for a Repko car, particularly
yeah, I wasn't
Ryan Repko.
Happy with that, but
well,
we were really only about half a tenth off, maybe, but that's still a lot on a tiny track like this. So we're going to be doing a lot of stuff to it. My dad thinks it should be a rocket for next race, but having to start back there kind of stinks. But we should be able to come through the field.
Okay. Well, I'm going to head down to the start-finish line. I'll leave it up here to the pros.
Chase Anderson to the start line. Chase Anderson, we're waiting on you. Take your time.
All right,
so get out of the way of the people here in the tower because for some reason they can't see when you walk back and forth in front of the glass, and if you do it at the wrong time, they get really upset at you. So I'm going to run out of here before they start throwing tomatoes at me or whatever they throw at people at quarter midget tracks. So I'm going to head on over to the premier spot, and that's at the start-finish line, where I'm usually right in the middle of all the parents and all the officials, and I listen and hear just about everything that goes on on pit road. But as we said earlier, and as we've done in the past few broadcasts, when
You're breaking up a little bit.
we get to the racing, I don't know if someone's on my channel or not. You got me now, Sam?
Yeah, we have you. Sam's having to go do something. I'm not sure what.
Okay. Well, anyway, as we were talking, we're going to broadcast. Well, they got a cup race coming up here, the very first race of the day. You can hear the music in the background as they bring out the light one.
Heavy 160.
Or heavy 160, excuse me, heavy 160 cup race. We'll let you enjoy the music as we walk over and get ready for the pre-race introductions of the drivers for the first race of the day. Are you there, Mr. Repko?
Yes, sir.
Are you enjoying this jazzy music we're playing over the public address system here at NCQMA?
Sure. If I recall, that was the music they played for my first cup race. It was my first race in senior Honda. We were running fourth, one spot out, and then we got into it with another car and fell back a little bit.
One thing about race car drivers, they have a good memory. They remember the good and the bad, right?
Well, the only reason I remember it's because it was my first race. I wouldn't have remembered it otherwise.
Well, we're going to start the interviews. What do you want us to do now? They want to start from the other side. Tell us what you want to do again.
A little bit of confusion down on the racetrack.
Okay. Get over here. Good. You want me to...
We are moments away from starting driver introductions.
All right, starting on the pole. Starting up.
A little bit of technical difficulties.
Starting on the pole. Starting on the pole for our heavy 160 cup race, Abigail Kenny. Abby, who would you like to thank for letting you run in this event?
I would like to thank Farmhouse Restaurant, Prowler Motorsports, Flash Products, and Mom and Dad.
It's That's Abigail Kenny. Starting on the pole. Starting second, Chase Anderson. Chase, Chase, who?
Just forget it.
Okay, who'd you like to thank for letting you on today?
First, I'd like to thank Stanley, Flash, Nick's Old Fashioned Hamburger House, Hank Thomas, and North Davidson Auto, and then mostly the race day officials and my dad.
Starting third, Macy Curry.
Today, I'm racing for my mom, who is a breast cancer survivor, in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I drive a Stanley chassis. I'd like to thank Flash Products, Uncle Jerry, my mom and dad, and everybody that lets us come out here and race and be fast.
And starting fourth with fast time, Jacob Borst. Jacob, who'd you like to thank for letting you get fast time and race today?
I want to thank my dad and mom. I want to thank Nicholas Dodge. I want to thank Stanley for this car. I want to thank my mom and dad. I want to thank Stanley and Nicholas Dodge.
That is your Heavy 160 Cup race.
That was Mr. Hatfield interviewing the 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers. Now, I want you to stand. We're going to get a special picture. You stand right by the tire. I want you to stand right here to the... You having fun, Macy?
Yeah.
See, I can get a word from Macy. Chase it and stand up toward the front of your
Now
tire.
on the track we are having
Come on.
160 Cup race. In paper number 1 is Abigail Kenny. Abby is 9 years old from Salisbury, North Carolina. She's driving a Prowler chassis, and she's sponsored by Farmhouse Restaurant. I'd like to say thanks to Nana and Papa, Poppy, Grandma Darlene, Grandma Joe, Papa, Mom and Dad, and Wally Moe.
I was kidding Abigail. She's got a
Paper number 2
cool
is
pair of
Nicholas
sunshades on,
Jason's 15 years old.
and she's a great little kid. She loves racing. It's going to be a four-car field in the Heavy 160
In paper number 3 is
Cup
Macy
race.
Curry. Macy's 14 years old from Salisbury, North Carolina. She's driving a Stanley chassis, and she's sponsored by Safe Label Speed Shop.
So we're going to
I'd
have
like say thanks
Abigail,
to Mom, Dad,
Macy,
and Auto.
Jacob, and Chase.
And in paper number
The
4
fearsome
is
foursome in the Heavy
David
160
David is 10 years old
will be
from
the
Shaw, North
special
Carolina.
Cup
He's
race, and
driving a
as Sam
Stanley
alluded
chassis
to
and
earlier,
sponsored by Nicholas
the winners of the race of the Cup races get a special trophy. And for those that have not been here during a Cup race, they introduce the drivers individually down the backstretch facing the tower, and we get to have the interview over the air. We share a microphone with the PA system, and you get to hear all the names of the drivers that are going to be competing in this big race coming up here momentarily. I think Sam is back in the cast booth or he's somewhere.
This random kid with a cowboy hat joined us.
That's the Carolina Cowboy.
We're not sure where he came from, but he's here.
He's a Carolina Cowboy from... Hear a lot of noise in the background. But they are getting ready to buckle these young drivers in the car. They've got the picture opportunities right away. They posed in front of the cars and had a nice picture from our track photographer, Miss Tracy Akers, who has been taking photos for Triad Sports coverage for the last couple of months here at the racetrack. And I also want to give a shout out to Tracy for the lunch she brought to me during the break before we started the A main. She came up to the press area and presented a great lunch of French fries and a burger. So I've got nourishment. I'm ready to work now and get these races underway. I think the final drivers getting buckled in, ready to
Joining me up in the booth now, alongside Ryan Repko, I have Levi Riffle.
I'm here.
All right, I plugged the mic in right. That's a good thing. So apologize for the somewhat of the problems, technical difficulties on the introductions there. We tried to get it both over the loudspeaker here at the Speedway and on our broadcast here, and the loudspeaker at the Speedway kept cutting in and out, so that caused some technical difficulties there.
And this looks like a pretty stat race here in the Heavy 160A main event. Starting on the pole, Abigail Kinney, second, Chase Anderson, third, Macy Curry, and your fast time holder, Jacob Borst. He will start shotgun on the field.
I got to say, you mentioned Jacob Borst, and since he's come back toward the late part of the summer to race here at the NCQMA, he's been in contention to win every race he's been in. I don't think he's finished out of the top three in any of his races, and Jacob is he's got his A game now, just at the right time as the season winds down, and it's going to be interesting. He's going to start fourth, which, as you guys know, the outside starting is can always be an extra challenge trying to get down and pass cars. So we'll see how he and Chase Anderson do on the outside. And of course, on the pole is Abigail Kinney, and starting behind Abigail is the always dangerous Macy Curry. She's also been on her A game this season, stepped up and won a lot of races. I think she won every single race she competed in during the summer shootout series here at the NCQMA with six races. And I think she actually only had to participate in 5 of them because she had all wins, and she's won the championship. So they are taking their time to make sure everybody is buckled in safely. And momentarily, we're going to get today's racing underway. We have a full schedule of races today with the 160 classes having the cup race, which always adds some excitement. And you three gentlemen up there in the booth, you've all raced in these cup races, and I suppose it feels pretty good to take home one of those big trophies.
Yeah, it feels amazing to win them, but that's also the race where you look back at after you've ran it, and I'm still looking back at a couple cup races I ran during my career, and I'm like, if I did that, I could have won. I mean, there are definitely some high-pressure races, a lot more so than our regular races, and it doesn't help, especially here at the end of the season, having these cup races. Now you throw points into the equation, so you want to go for all you have for the cup, but you also got to think and be smart for points near the end of the season. So definitely some high-pressure races we have coming up today.
Yeah, and I don't think those drivers are worried about points as of now. They're just worried about taking home a trophy.
This will be my only cup race today once light rolls around. I've been absent racing my late model, so I didn't get to run the Light World Formula 1, and my Honda wasn't ready for the cup race once. So I'll definitely be trying my best, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Yeah, this will the Light 160 cup race I will be competing in as well, and we'll be starting in front of Ryan for once. I'll start on the pole, and there's a lot of good guys behind me, and that race is always competitive. It always is, and always is, even if there is not a cup at stake.
Don't count your eggs or chickens before they hatch. We've done all kinds of adjustments to my car, so be ready.
Well, we'll see how the races unfold. We have, for you listeners out there, we have three young drivers that are doing our broadcasting currently. Of course, Sam Hatfield, he's the older statesman of the broadcasting team. He's actually retired from quarter midget racing. And then we have Ryan Repko and the Carolina Cowboy, Mr. Levi Riffle.
Is that his nickname?
Well, I saw it on Facebook. I think, was it PJ that gave you that name, or somebody that was Dylan? Somebody gave you that.
Butch Lamb gave me the nickname. The famed old Carolina grown-up / kid, Butch Lamb.
So we've got those three up in the booth doing we'll be doing some commentary, and 2 of them will be leaving to actually participate in some races today. We'll mention, too, that we do have the Carolina Fall Nationals coming up here at the NCQMA on the week of November 23rd, which is a Sunday, and it goes through Saturday 29th. We will be broadcasting the Friday heat races and lower mains and the Saturday mains. Mr. Hatfield will be doing the call of the races on that special weekend. We have right at 100 cars already registered for the event. Registration goes until midnight, 10 p.m. on October 31st. So we want to encourage any of you folks out there that are quarter midget racers that there's going to be some really some top-notch race car drivers here, and you need to show up and see how you stack up against some of the best in the country. I'm going to kill this mic so we can get the hot laps underway and turn it back over to Mr. Hatfield.
The 30-second warm-up for our Heavy 160 division is underway. Cars out on the track, running around, getting their tires warmed up, ready to go for 35 laps of Heavy 160 Cup race action. As stated before, pole sitter will be Abigail Kenny. Second, Chase Anderson. Third, Macy Curry. And fourth, he won the fast time in our qualifying session earlier today. However, due to the inverting system, which inverts the top 5 runners, he will start back in the back of the pack in fourth. Inverting something that you love when you qualify fifth, but you hate when you qualify first.
Yeah, most definitely. And reminder, starting on the pole, Abby Normal, Abby Kenny. Second, Chaser, the Racer, Chase Anderson. Third, the Monster, Macy Curry. And fourth, Jumpin' Jacob Borst.
Those are all new names, but one to go this time by. So Kenny and Anderson going to lead them down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Green flag out in the air. Abigail Kenny able to keep Anderson stuck on the outside line on the start there. Anderson gets the freight train all the way back to 4th place. Move Macy Curry up to 2nd. Scratch for that. She slides low under Abigail Kenny down the front straightaway into turn number 2. Give the lead to Macy Curry. Now 2nd place, Jacob Borst and Chase Anderson. They both go under Kenny down the back straightaway. Slide Kenny back to 4th. Borst in 2nd and Anderson in 3rd with 31 laps left to be run in our Heavy 160 Cup race.
It looks like Jacob Borst is slowly but surely reeling in the leader, Macy Curry.
And Chase Anderson not far behind, but Macy Curry still has the lead with 28 laps to go this time by.
Curry has about a 6-car length advantage over Borst, running in the 2nd place position. Then it's about another 6 car lengths back to Anderson in 3rd. However, Borst, as the laps wind down, slowly gaining in on the lead that's currently held by Curry.
Make that about 2.5 car lengths. It seems like he's catching her in the corners.
Borst definitely with the faster machine, keeping its pace from the fast time he set earlier today. Now with 22 laps to go, Borst right on the bumper of Macy Curry. We're bumper to bumper for the lead. Curry, our current leader, Borst right behind, challenging with 22 laps left to be run, as it looked like Borst kissed the wall down the back straightaway a little bit there. Lost just a tad bit of momentum, but nothing to really impact the handling of that machine, as he still stays right on Curry's bumper.
Yeah, any mistake that she makes, Jacob is going to capitalize, because she's trying to be really smooth right now.
Borst putting the pressure on Curry in the lead. Still been bumper to bumper for about 10 laps. Yellow flag. Curry goes for the spin out of turn number 4. It didn't look like there was any help from Borst from behind. It just looked like she either got loose or just was feeling that pressure from Borst and tried to get a little too much out of that machine.
Yeah,
caused her to go for the spin cycle out of 4.
There was no contact there whatsoever. I saw the whole thing. Jacob was close behind her, but not close enough.
Tough luck for Curry there. She was doing a pretty good job of holding Borst off for the lead, as she now heads into the pit road. Looks like she'll be making some sort of adjustment to that machine, as after the spin, she has been sent to the final running position. So I'm not quite sure what they're trying to do on that machine down there.
Jacob Borst is the hard charger in this race, coming from 4th to 1st. And let's see here. How many laps did we start with?
Started with 35. Ryan trying to do some math here now to figure out how many laps it took him to get to the lead.
17 laps. It took him 17 laps to make it to the front.
Levi, quit being a math tryhard.
With 18 laps left to go, your leader is Macy Curry. Spins trying to warm the tires down the back straightaway under the yellow flag conditions. Obviously a little bit of frustration Obviously, a little bit of frustration brewing from that spin under green flag. She knew she had to get those tires nice and clean after being in the pit road and just jerked the wheel a little too hard, sent her for a spin cycle there under yellow flag conditions. Our leader, when we go back to green flag racing with 18 laps to go in our Heavy 160 Cup Race event, will be Jacob Boris. Running in second will be Chase Anderson. In third will be Abigail Kenny. And then in fourth will be Macy Curry following that spin that caused this rather lengthy yellow flag period.
Yeah, and Jacob Boris has proven that he is the fastest car in the field because he had to start from the tail, got the pole, and now is back up to the lead.
He obviously definitely deserved that pole position. One more time around as we're going to take the green flag in turn 3, this time by Boris. Going to lead him nose to tail into turn number 3 to get the one to go. Green flag out in the air. Everyone goes above our yellow restart strip down the front straightaway. Boris able to get to about a quarter car length advantage on Anderson there on the restart. However, Anderson hanging tough right on the bumper of Boris. It looks like he has a slightly better car on the restart than Boris, as those two have pulled out to about a half a straightaway lead over Abigail Kenny in third. 4 laps since the restart. Anderson's now fallen back to about a car length behind your leader, Jacob Boris. The Boris car doesn't seem to want to really go on the restart the way it does on the long runs, but now that we've gotten a little longer run underhand, Jacob Boris now has about a 2 car length advantage over Anderson with 11 laps left to be run.
And now the battle for third place, the last podium position.
Macy Curry dives low under Abigail Kenny down the back straightaway. Slide Curry up into the third and final podium position with 10 laps left to be run. She's now pulled out to about a 5 car length gap over Kenny there.
And
so Kenny's going to need someone to make a mistake in order to get her podium position back.
And Jacob Boris has pulled out to about a corner length lead from Chase Anderson. Chase Anderson spins under his own power, and now we have a yellow flag. Chase Anderson was running second.
Anderson running second. Got a little loose out of turn number 4 there. Spun and blocked the entire line. Macy Curry trying to dive under him. Goes up on 2 wheels there, but is able to avoid that incident. So tough luck for Anderson there. He was running into second podium position before he spun, bringing out the yellow with 7 laps left to run.
And now Macy Curry is now in position to get where she was when she had spun out. She is now in second position right behind the leader, Jacob Boris.
Last restarts, Boris' car didn't fire off quite the way he wanted it. So let's see if she'll be able to capitalize it and get by Boris. It took her car a while to fire up after going off a pit road that time by, but it looked pretty fast as we came to that caution. We head into turn number 3. Green flag with 7 laps left to run. Curry able to stay right on Boris' bumper on the restart. Chase Anderson then for third. Looks under Abigail Kenny down the back straightaway. Takes that third and final podium position. Macy Curry, she falls to about a car length behind Jacob Boris there. That's going to be the cushion Jacob Boris wants. He comes around, takes 5 to go this time by with a 3 car length lead over second place. Macy Curry, as this race is coming to a quick close. Boris going to come around this time by slow. Green flag in the air 2 more times around for Jacob Boris. Battle now for second. Chase Anderson beginning to catch up on Macy Curry, about a car length separating them. That's the battle for the second place podium position. Give the win to Macy Curry. To Jacob Boris. Second will go to Macy Curry. Third to Chase Anderson. And fourth will go to Abigail Kenny. So Jacob Boris goes from worst to first in order to pick up the win in the Heavy 160 Cup Race event. Boris definitely proved he deserved that fast time by picking up the win in our Heavy 160 feature event.
His car was on rails the whole race. His dad did a great job setting it up. It was just fast.
Phenomenal driving and phenomenal work by the Boris crew here this weekend in Heavy 160. He has won the Heavy 160 Cup Race feature.
Boris did a great job leading about 18 laps of this event. However, second place, Macy Curry, after spinning with 18 to go, she was able to mount a nice comeback and end up finishing in the second place running position.
And Chase Anderson, after a late spin, came back and finished third, and Abigail Kenny finishes fourth.
Kenny one spot out of that coveted podium position as Jacob Borst does the Polish victory lap there, as we now have all three drivers on the speedway for our Cup ceremonies, which will be covered by our pit road reporter, Mike Pettaway.
Am I your pit road reporter? Is that what you call me?
Yep.
You're the pit road reporter.
Okay, man. This is cool being a pit road reporter. I'm going to talk to these three drivers once we get the photo opportunities out of the way and get the pictures for the championship drivers of the Heavy 160 Cup race at the NCQMA. Broadcast is brought to you by Flash Products and Mr. Chris Yunchuk, who is the owner of Flash Products, Flash Engines.
I believe Borst does run a flash-powered motor in the back of that car.
We'll get a word with, maybe we'll let them get there while they're climbing out. We'll get a word with...
I think the top three run Flash.
Borst gets a hug from Dad there, picking up the win, Heavy 160.
I'm going to get a word with Chase Anderson here. Chase, you had a great race going in that unfortunate spin out, but you really had a great car. Looked like it was had a good opportunity to maybe even win this thing. But what happened when you came out of turn 4 on that spin out?
Just got on the speed breakers too bad and messed up the car.
Well, it was a good race and a lot of tough competition in this Heavy 160.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Third place, as you can tell by Mr. Anderson, obviously he's not overly excited about finishing third. See if Miss Macy Curry will give us one word on the air about her second place finish. Macy, you had, again, a strong car, like I tell everybody. Every race you show up at, you're a threat to win it. Just had a misfortune, spun out, but Jacob had a pretty good car, too, I guess. You just couldn't get back to his bumper.
No.
But did you have fun?
Yeah.
How many of these trophies have you got?
This is the first cup trophy.
Your very first one?
Yeah.
Well, make sure your dad doesn't get it. It's for you, okay?
Okay.
That was the second place finisher, Macy Curry. We're going to get a word with Mr. Borst here.
Borst definitely had the dominant car during that race.
Once we're going to get a picture of him. The track photographer's trying to get a picture of him, and once that is out of the way, well, I'm sure Mr. Borst has got a thing or two to say. He's always, he likes to be interviewed. He loves to talk about his wins, and he's starting to have a lot of them here at Quarter Midget Track. Those are nice trophies. I think I may take one of those home, too. It's a nice big cup. You guys have them, I know, and I'd like to have a handful of them, but...
We'll see if they give you one for Broadcaster of the Year.
The only two that would be in contention for that, since we're only two full-time people, is I'd be competing against you, and around these parts, I wouldn't get one vote when I was going against Sam Hatfield. For a lot of reasons. We're still getting the photo ops. I don't know if the TV station is they're through too. So we'll get Jacob over here after he gets all of his pictures taken. He's calling over some of his friends to get in the picture. You're going to bring in the first, Macy wanted to fix her hair before she got in the picture. Imagine that. Do you have to fix your hair too, Sam, before you get your picture taken?
No, that's what hats are for.
Is that what they're also to keep the sun out of your eyes?
That too.
I would kill for one right now.
For a hat?
Oh, yeah.
I think I know someone that gave you a hat, but you never wear it.
Oh, yours? Yeah, that's at home. I meant to bring it.
Yeah, sure you did.
He gets a hat, but I don't. I see how that works.
You got 3 shirts. If we're finished with the pictures, I want to get a word with the winner. Mr. Borst? Can I call you Mr. Borst?
Sure.
So, ever since you've come back here, started racing, you have the car to beat. Start a shotgun on the field, go out 17 laps, take the lead, and then held off 2 restarts. Was the car as hooked up as it looked from a standpoint where we were, how smooth it looked?
Yeah, it was smooth. I only have the pedal just a tiny bit in the corner. Had a good setup. It was really fast. The 2 restarts, I just tried to go fast as I can. And
Who you want to thank for this? I know your dad, who's working himself tired over here picking up your car. Who do you want to thank for the great car you're running?
I want to thank my dad, my mom, Nichols Dodge, a trailer place in Burlington, Barber Heating and Air. That's mostly all.
Well, congratulations on a great win, and maybe we'll see you in Victory Lane again today.
Thank you.
That was Jacob Borsch. Throw it back up to Mr. Hatfield as we wrap up the ceremony for the Heavy 160 Cup race.
That does conclude our Heavy 160 Cup race. More Cup race action coming to you later today with our Light 160 Cup race, in which Mr. Repko will be starting in the 6th place running position. You'll definitely have your work cut out for you.
Yes, sir. That's obviously not where we wanted to qualify. The car was just way too tight, all the way around the track. But we'll be good for the main. We've done a lot of stuff to it, and we'll be fast.
Got 2 of the best handlers in quarter midget racing. Of course, I have to call my father that, over there working on your car. So you will definitely be, hopefully, and most definitely be quicker in our A main event later today. So coming up next here at the NCQMA Speedway is our second race of the day. It'll be our 3-car Junior Animal A main event. Starting on the pole, Gavin Boschel. Starting second, Luke Riffle. And starting third, Delana Hodge. That is your 3-car Junior Animal A main event out on track next. Just finishing up our ceremonies down on track, putting all these machines up on the pit cart so they can head to technical inspection, make sure all these cars are weighed correctly, and so on. Once again, coming out next is our Junior Animal A main event. This is our 13th race of the season here at the NCQMA Speedway. We have 3 races left in the season. 2 of those will be our Saturday points races, and then our season finale, the Carolina Fall Nationals. Our next race is on the 1st of November. It'll be our 14th points race. And then our championship Saturday, our 15th and final points race, which happens to be on November the 15th. That will be our final points race of the season before the Carolina Fall Nationals on Thanksgiving week. On Thanksgiving week, which will be practices on Monday the 24th, Tuesday the 25th, and Wednesday the 26th, before racing action on Friday the 28th and Saturday the 29th of November. So that is your 3 races that are coming up here at the NCQMA Speedway. So our Junior Animal has rolled out onto the track. The animal is using a Briggs & Stratton karting, the Briggs & Stratton motor that was originally for karting. Definitely one of the most annoying motors in quarter midget racing, if you ask me or Ryan. Ryan, I believe you'll be running a late model at Hickory Motor Speedway next weekend, correct?
A limited one, yes. It's the Fall Brawl, so we'll practice on Friday in preparation for it. We should be pretty decent for the main race that will be held Saturday. I don't know what time, but because we have to get there really early, but I'm not sure when the gates will open. You'll have to check. I think their website's hickorymotorspeedway.com. As we're going into turn 3, and we'll take the green flag. Gavin Bochel's leading with the 3 of Delana Hodge right on his back bumper. About a quarter of a car length between Delana and Luke Riffle.
Battle for the lead now heating up. Hodge stays right on the bumper of Gavin Bochel. Riffle got a bad start from that second place running position as he fell back. He fell back. I was looking at Hodge's car as I said that. As he fell back from second all the way back to the third place running position there. Delana Hodge, last time by, gets a little loose down the back straightaway, loses a ton of momentum. She's now dropped to about a straightaway behind your leader of Gavin Bochel. So Bochel has your lead by a good straightaway margin over Delana Hodge in second. And it's about a half a straightaway back to Riffle in third. The junior animal field is one of our smaller divisions we have here at the NCQMA Speedway. Typically our first 4 races of the day, which is our Heavy 160, our junior, senior animal, and our red rookie events, they are all typically races that have less cars, just simply due to them not being quite as popular as the other divisions in both our local and national racing.
Gavin Bochel has about maybe a 6 or 7 car length lead over Delana Hodge. Luke Riffle is about 4 or 5 car lengths behind her. They're all spread out, and we've got 19 to go, so unless somebody spins, it looks like Bochel definitely has the car to beat.
Bochel's had a dominant car throughout the first 18 laps that have been clocked so far in this event. Bochel didn't have the fast time in qualifying, which put him on the pole. So obviously that they had to make some big adjustments to that car after qualifying, as him starting on pole in a 3-car race meant he was the slowest qualifier. But qualifying doesn't matter as long as you can capitalize in the race. And that's what Bochel is doing now, as he's held the race for all the laps that we have run, as we have 10 laps left to be run this time by. Bochel started on the pole. He's led all 25 laps so far in this event. Running in second, Delana Hodge. Hodge was right on Bochel's bumper for a couple laps before she lost the back end of the car out of turn number 4. Totally sideways, lost a ton of momentum. Fell back into the second place running position. Hadn't been able to make up the ground. And running in third, Luke Riffle. Luke started in the second place running position, got freight trained back to third, and just lost even more momentum since. He's about a half a straightaway behind your leader, Gavin Bochel, with 5 laps left to be run. So Bochel, he's just got to be smart, tick the laps down as he rounds this 1/20th of a mile NCQMA Speedway. Takes the 3 to go this time by in that Talon Chassis Idea Investments American Home Machine. Oh, yellow flag. Luke Riffle flips down the back straightaway into the backstretch wall. That's going to bring out the red flag with 3 laps left to go. Luke looked like he was going to try to look low under Delana Hodge out of turn number 3. Just got it up onto 2 wheels. Lost the balance of the car. Ended up flipping into the back straightaway wall. They have the medics out there checking on Luke, making sure he is all right, as we do get the thumbs up from his mom, Tracy Riffle. So Luke has been cleared after barrel rolling cage first into the wall. But that's why you have a roll cage and why these quarter midget machines are so safe, because that kind of wreck in something like a go-kart would definitely not be good. But he's going to be able to even keep driving this machine. Just proves the safety of these quarter midget racing cars. That was the yellow flag that Delana Hodge needed with 3 laps to go. She's going to be able to close right onto the bumper of Gavin Bochel, who's led this lap from race from flag to flag. So far, he's led all 32 laps we've run in this event. So Bochel's going to be hoping that this yellow does not give him the loss of this event, as we will be having 3 laps left to go this time by when we go back to green flag racing.
NCQMA members, please come help move the wall.
The 2-car of Riffle is still out on track, so it looks like just because of the way he hit, which was roll cage first, there wasn't much damage on the Riffle machine, so it looks like he'll be able to finish this event, as we have to go have some handlers head out onto the track and fix the tire wall safer barrier down the back straightaway. It got moved out of place a little bit from the impact of the Riffle machine, so that's going to lengthen our red flag period just a little bit here as we look to place the wall back where it needs to be. I'd like to take this opportunity, this break in the action, to thank the sponsor of Tracking Live and live racing coverage here at the NCQMA Speedway on TriumphSportsCoverage.com. That would be Flash Products. Flash Products makes the best motors in quarter midget racing. So if you're listening to this hoping to become a quarter midget racer, or you're listening as a quarter midget racer and you're looking for that extra advantage, make sure you get the Flash Products motors, as they are the fastest in quarter midget racing. I did seem to speak too soon on Luke Riffle, as that car has been rolled into the pit lane. He has lost his chain on that car, meaning that it can not spin the motor, no power on that machine. So they're going to give him 5 laps to get that chain back on that racing machine before he can head out back onto the speedway. Our lineup, when we go back to green flag racing with only 3 laps left to be run, our leader will be Gavin Boschel, running in second, Delana Hodge, and then if he can make it back out on track, in third will be Luke Riffle. I can't quite see how many laps he has left to get back out on the speedway. However, that does not matter, as they are rolling the 2 machine of Luke Riffle back out on the speedway. So he's going to hop into his place in line in that Team Dillon racing machine and hope to get whatever he can out of these 3 laps remaining in our Junior Animal A main event. 1 to go this time by for Gavin Boschel. He's going to lead him out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Green flag out in the air. Delana Hodge able to stay right on Boschel's bumper on the restart. It looked like she tried to look low down the back straightaway, wasn't able to get it done. Thought better of it, got back in line. Hodge now is only about a quarter car length off of Boschel's bumper as we come around and take the white flag this time by. Hodge is going to look low down the back straightaway. No, she's not. It looked like the car hopped just a little bit out on her. Checkered flag is in the air. Give the win to Gavin Boschel. Second to Delana Hodge. And third will go to Luke Riffle, as that concludes our Junior Animal A main event.
Finishing order for your Junior Animal A main event: first place, Gavin Boschel; second place, Delana Hodge; third place, Luke. All drivers, please report to tag.
So hopefully we can get a word with Gavin after the conclusion of his Polish victory lap. Boschel takes the victory lap, heads into pit lane. The winner of our our Junior Animal A main event.
And we are going to get a word with Mr. Boschel when he gets through his post-race required way out over the scale. And once he climbs out of his car, we will get a word with this. I think we determined last week he was 6 years old, has a fairly good career of dirt track racing going on at Millbridge, very competitive, and I think he's won some races over there. So it's been a good start to his young racing career. He's been really competitive in everything he climbs into. So we'll get a word with him over here momentarily, once I get into an area where we don't have any static on the microphones. I don't know if there's something going on in the booth, but we are still live here on the air waiting for Mr. Boschel to come out of his car.
Seems like whenever we touch the table, it does that. So we'll try to stay off of the table the best
That
we
would be
can.
good if you just sat in the chair. That would be better. Let's see if we can find Mr. Bo Shell. He is getting unbuckled. His dad's taking his straps off, and we should have him over here momentarily. We'll get a word with the 6-year-old winning race car driver here at the NCQMA on a beautiful fall Saturday afternoon. It's bright sunshine, but at least it's not really hot like it has been here over the last few weeks when we came out to race. So nice breeze blowing, good temperatures to be outside, and we're having a great day of racing. A lot of exciting racing ahead of us here today. This is only the second race. I think we have, how many races do we have today, Sam? 12, 11 or 12?
Sam has removed his headset, so when he gets it back on, he'll be able to answer your question.
They're going to send Mr. Bochelle over to talk to me, so I'm going to ask him a question about about his win. Here he comes, Mr. Gavin Bochelle. Gavin, another win, and that was you had that field covered, but those caution flags, you had a big lead, and then when that caution came out, it was back on your bumper. How'd you do did you know you had them covered?
Yeah, I tried moving down a little and it worked, and I just got the checkered.
Well, I know they tried to catch you, and Delana was close to you last couple laps. Then I think her car bobbled, and you beat her by about a car length, but it was a great race.
My dad said on that red flag, she was a half track behind me, and then when they restarted it, she was like one car length behind me.
Well, good job. Congratulations on another win.
Thanks.
It's Gavin Rochelle. We're going to throw it back up to Sam in the booth.
Out on the track now is our senior animal, a main event. Starting on the pole, Hunter Hutchins in second, Gage Painter in third, Levi Riffle, and there is no fourth, excuse me. So that is our 3-car senior animal A main event. 30-second warm-up on those machines has expired. So we can go ahead and get these drivers lined up. Levi Riffle took home the fast time in our senior animal. So he's going to start from third due to inverting. 1 to go this time by Hunter Hutchins. Going to lead him slowly down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Green flag out in the air. Gage Painter dives right under Hunter Hutchins from the restart. He makes a huge loop. Follows Levi Riffle under Hutchins down the front straightaway. Picks up the lead. Picks up second place. So great maneuvering by Painter there. So Painter is able to stay in the second place running position after a great maneuvering on the start. Levi Riffle is your leader. He has about a 3-car length advantage over Gage Painter running in the second place position. Then we've got about another 6-7 car lengths back to the third place runner of Hunter Hutchins.
It's hard to say whether Levi's lead is expanding or contracting. It looks like they're all running about the same place.
It looks like Levi and Gage are staying about the same distance from each other. So Levi currently holding on to that. It looks like about a 6-car length lead over Painter. But as Ryan said, it doesn't look like he's really gaining anything on Painter. Doesn't really look like Painter's gaining anything on him either.
$22 laps left in this one.
Levi Riffle started third after the fast time, but took no time in order to get up to the front. He was in the lead by the back straightaway. Gage Painter was able to maintain his second place running position after a great bit of maneuvering on the start, diving up into the high line and then diving down under Hunter Hutchins on the initial start. Hutchins, who started on the pole, running in fourth. He's about only a straightaway in front of Levi Riffle, soon to be put a lap down. He is running in the third place position. There are only 3 cars. Sorry, giving the wrong position there. However, Riffle's still holding on to about a 5-car length lead over Gage Painter in second. So as I said before, Painter really not able to make up any ground on Riffle in your battle for the lead. Riffle slowly, however, beginning to catch Hunter Hutchins. If lap traffic plays into this, that should be in Painter's favor as we have 10 laps to go as we cross the stripe this time by. Levi Riffle now on the back bumper of Hunter Hutchins with 8 laps to go. He's going to dive low down the front straightaway, put Hunter a lap down. So unfortunate for Gage, that car does not hold up Levi much. However, Painter is able, due to the lap traffic, able to squeeze to about only a 4-car length advantage now for Levi. However, with only 4 laps left to be run, that's not going to help Painter out any, as Levi Riffle last week ran with a broken thumb. Now leading with 3 laps left to go this time by. Riffle's going to round turn number 4 slow. Green flag in the air 2 more times around for Levi Riffle. Heads down the front straightaway. White flag in the air. Riffle's going to go out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. 3-4 give the win to Levi Riffle. Second place to Gage Painter, and third to Hunter Hutchins in our Senior Animal A main event.
I'm going to go get ready for my race.
All right, so Ryan Repko leaves the studio. I'd like to give a shout-out to Mrs. and Mr. Riffle. 17th wedding anniversary today. So happy anniversary to Mrs. and Mr. Riffle. Can't think of a better way to spend the anniversary than at the racetrack.
Just remember, Sam, that when you get married,
someone's going to marry me.
Anniversaries are important not to forget. Just like when you were thanking your car sponsors and helpers last year, and you forgot the most important person. Was that at a cup race when you were talking?
I think it was.
And you haven't lived that down since then, have you?
No.
Well, we're going to get a word with Mr. Riffle, the son of the 17th anniversary Tracy and Joey Riffle. Today celebrates her 17th wedding anniversary. Levi said he had a good car, so he showed that he maintained about a 6-car length lead throughout the whole race and was able to get around Mr. Hutchins without any problems, which, as you alluded to during the race, that sometimes when you come up on lap traffic, it can have a real impact on how the race turns out. And that was a case for both Levi and the second-place car, Gage Painter. They both were able to get around the lap traffic without any issues. They're over here teasing Levi about they couldn't catch up to him. So really some good sportsmanship. These kids are laughing and enjoying the racing. And the first one over to congratulate Levi was Gage Painter, who he just defeated on the track. So Levi is getting his helmet off, and he'll be over here. He's always fun to talk to. He's never been shy on a microphone, so now he got his cowboy hat. I know he's ready to go now. Oh, he's got to get his sunglasses. We don't want to get, you got to sponsor those Oakley sunglasses. Well, sometimes when you say you've got a good car and you're ready to go out and win a race, if you go out and you back it up, I guess it's not bragging, is it?
No, we had a good machine all weekend here. Practiced a lot, and we got it to where we could finally beat Gage Painter, and he's definitely one of my bigger, stiffer competitors in that class, and he's definitely a force to be reckoned with. But I just want to thank all my sponsors: Team Dillon Racing, Trad Sport, Average.com, USAC, Hoosier, Flash Engines, Bryant Shock Technology, Robbie Stanley Racing, and I want to say get well to Tommy Bryant, and I'd also like to dedicate this race to Pastor Randy Gray.
Sounds good. Now, you had about a 6-car advantage on Gage, and as you mentioned, Gage is a fierce competitor. But I think your car was just a little bit better today, and you maintained that 6-car lead. We were commenting during the race when you came up on the lap car. Sometimes they can play a big factor in how the race comes out, but you were able to catch him at the right time and dive under him. And, of course, Gage was able to get around him too, but he still couldn't catch you.
It was fast. My dad set it up real good. You know, it was getting tight there at the end, and we always have that problem. It always gets tight during the heat and when it's always hot here, but we finally got us a win with stiffer competition, and hopefully we can go out in the 160 and get us a cup.
That's Levi Riffle, winner of the big race today. Congratulations, Levi. He won the... trying to get back over here to the start-finish line. We finished our interviews on pit road. We're going to get ready for the next event of the day. That was a third race on the card for today, and it was a senior animal 35-lap event, led lap from green flag to checker flag by Levi Riffle. He made a great move on the first lap and went around the car that was on the pole, Hunter Hutchins, and he just kind of set sail for the checker flag and no caution. So it was like, 35 quick laps of good hard racing. And as we said, he maintained about a 6-car lead advantage over the second-place car, Gage Painter. And we've seen many times Gage do that to whoever he's racing against, because he always has a great car, always set up great by his father, Jerry. And, of course, they've got that Flash engine, so, they come out here to win, and they do a good job. But that was really two of the top drivers in that class around anywhere, Levi Riffle and Gage Painter battling it out. So I'm going to throw it back up to Sam as we get ready for the next A-Main event.
Out on the track now is our Red Rookie A-Main event. Your Red Rookie are your newest drivers to the quarter midget racing ranks. They are running the slowest cars of the quarter midget ranks. Starting on the pole will be Troy Birchoff. Starting second, Colton Barness. Starting third, Riley Gleason. And starting shotgun on the field in the fourth place position will be Ethan Burdett. The rookie divisions, unlike our other divisions in quarter midget racing, do not run for points. This is because they are new and they should not be worrying about points, but just worrying about learning how to drive these quarter midget racing machines. So the 30-second warm-up period for these Red Rookie cars has expired. So we're going to try to put them in line, get them ready to go racing. As joining me in the booth now is Levi Riffle.
As here we have our Red Rookie A-Main event. These are first-time drivers, actually mostly second time. They've run one other race other than this one, but it is always exciting to see what these new kids can do.
One to go this time by. Birchoff's going to lead them into turn number 3, and the green flag will not fly as Birchoff was able to get a huge jump on the field. So in order to keep it fair for everyone, we called off the start, and we'll go ahead and stack these drivers back up in their proper running positions, make sure they're as close to each other as we can get them before we go green, so that way everyone has the same fair shot at picking up the win. So once again, the one to go has been displayed. Birchoff and Barness slightly more side by side this time. This definitely looks like a good start as we're 2 by 2 into turn number 4. Green flag out in the air. Birchoff's able to get the jump on the start. Gleason is able to slide Barness back to third. So Gleason hops up into the second place running position as these drivers have now got these cars up to full sting. As Gleason's right on the back bumper of Troy Birchoff. That's your battle for the lead. Gleason looked like he tried to pass Birchoff down the back straightaway, unable to do it. However, he's now low and under him down the front straightaway. They nearly make contact. However, they're able to keep going without contact, so slide Gleason into the lead. Birchoff back to second. Birchoff now under fire from Ethan Bardet.
Oh, yellow
As
flag.
the yellow flag is out, Bardet ended up running into the rear end of Gleason's car and stopping outside of turn number 4, bringing out our first yellow in our 20-lap Red Rookie A main event with 16 laps yet to be run. As a reminder, all rookie races are run under a 20-minute time limit, as I believe 2 of our rookie races last weekend actually didn't even meet that time limit.
Yes, the times they did not expire, but there was about 59 seconds left in one and just barely got it in. So the head starter, Nicholas Wilt, who used to be a driver here at NCQMA.
A very successful driver at that, winning, I believe, 19 or 20 championships. Only Ryan Repko was won as many with 19 under his belt.
Kyle Resko, also a driver that used to run here, has got 24 championships that he had ever won. 1 to go here, and the green flag will not fly. Yellow flag as the number 3 was a little bit fast on the start.
So our lineup, when we go back to green flag racing, our leader is Riley Gleason. In second will be Troy Birchoff. In third will be Colton Barness. And in fourth, after stopping on the track and causing that last yellow flag due to stopping on the track, will be Ethan Burdett.
And the next race out will be Junior Honda, the famed event here at NCQMA. If you are local in Salisbury, please come out. It is free and it is very nice outside.
Definitely a nice October afternoon as we get the 1 to go, head into turn number 3. This restart looks better. Green flag back out in the air, battle for third as Burdett dives under Barness on the start. He makes the pass, slide Burdett up into second. There is no rules governing the restarts in our Red Rookie division. So due to that pass is legal in Red Rookie. In our competitive classes and Blue Rookie, so any class that is not Red Rookie, there's a yellow stripe. It's about a car and a half off of the front straightaway wall. And on restarts, drivers must go over that yellow stripe. This is in order to protect the leader from getting freight trained on the restart.
The number 3 car has pulled out to about a straightaway lead from Troy Birchoff in the number 1 car, but the 4 has gained a lot of ground, and so has the 2, has caught up to Troy Birchoff. And that looks like a near future battle, but out in front, the number 3 is still in the lead.
That 3 car would be Riley Gleason. There's only one lineup up here, and I should probably put it in the middle so both of us could see it, which I didn't think of that until right now. But these are all new drivers, so we've not quite put the names with the cars yet up here in the broadcasting booth. With 6 laps left to go, your leader is Troy Birchoff. He has about a straightaway lead over the 3-way battle for the second place running position. Currently holding on to second is Riley Gleason is the leader. Troy Birchoff is in second. In third is Ethan Burdett, and in fourth, Colton Barsness. The cars of Birchoff, Burdett, and Barsness is your 3-car battle for the second place position.
This has been a very clean race to be new drivers, I would say, Sam. As the number 3 of Riley Gleason comes to the green flag with only 2 laps to go, the battle is heating up in the back. white flag is in the air. Riley Gleason leading. Can she make it around turn 4 and grab the checkered flag?
Yes, she can. Gleason picks up the win. And then second place, Troy Birchoff able to hang on. Burdett will get third. And then fourth will go to Colton Bars-Ness. Definitely a great run by these red rookie cars here. They drove like veterans, keeping off of each other's bumpers. No major collisions in this event, so great job, red rookies.
And these red rookies also have to learn how to take the flag. Riley Gleason dropped the flag. I believe this is her first win. Congratulations to Riley Gleason, winner of Red Rookie Race number 4. Congratulations to all those drivers on a very clean race in the next race, the Junior Honda A main event. It is one of the best races here today, the biggest race of all.
8 Junior Hondas going to be battling out on the track for the win. Junior Honda races are always exciting and intense races.
Yes, most definitely.
We are back on air. We apologize for those technical difficulties. Our mobile hotspot here at the NCQMA Speedway decided it would be a good idea to go to sleep and then turn itself back on. So we did go off air for a little bit there. So we do apologize for those technical difficulties. However, we are back on air.
Now we'll try to get a word with Miss Riley, see if she climbs out of her car. Ask her about her first win as a red rookie at NC. Getting the next race lined up. Competitors come. Again, we're waiting for the winner of the red rookie race to climb out of her race-winning automobile, or I guess it's a quarter-midget race car, right?
Correct.
I'm sure glad Levi won that race because he's in a much better mood broadcasting. We're still waiting for the first-time winner to climb out. Let's see if we can get a word with her. She's having trouble getting out of the car. First, not really experienced at getting out of a. So let's see if I can get a word with her. She's getting a hug from her mom. She's going to have time to give us a comment about her win. Well, I'll see if I can get a word with Riley. Riley, is this your first race?
My second.
Second race. I want to tell you something. We were watching the race, and you know how to drive a race car. That was pretty impressive.
Thank you.
You looked pretty good out there, and then nobody could catch you. You won by a pretty good margin. Did you feel that the car was that good? You were ahead of everybody. It couldn't get up to you?
I don't know.
Well, did you have fun?
Yes.
So you kind of like racing?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on a great win. That's Riley Gleason, who's a little bit shy. It's her second actual race, her first win, so she's a little bit bashful, but she did a good job in the interview. I want to say that congratulations to her and her family. They were all excited over here in Victory Lane as they were talking to the family and the relatives, and everybody's excited. If you go back to the first time you guys won, you know how excited your families got.
Yeah, that's a memorable moment for me. I remember my first win like it was yesterday. It's very special.
So now we have is this a junior Honda race?
Correct.
Yes, it is.
And there's going to be a lot of cars on the track.
A lot of cars, which will be 8 cars for the main event.
Starting on the pole in our junior Honda main event is Delana Hodge. Starting second, Braden Allen. Starting third, Mason DeJarnett. Starting fourth, Luke Riffle. Starting fifth, Tyler Conover. Starting sixth, Mason Woodward. Starting seventh, this is Doughboy, Cody Conover. And starting eighth is Gavin Bochelle. The gingerbread kid, Tyler Conover, starts fifth after getting fast time in qualifying.
I'll tell you what, all these cars look pretty dang fast, and it's amazing how kids this age know how to drive a race car at 6, 7, or 8 years old. We will start the main event with 35 laps.
Thanks.
And we would also like to congratulate Riley Gleason on her first win. May have not got that in, but congratulations on your first win, Riley. I would like to take a minute here and thank Flash Products for all they do for this club and TriadSportsCoverage.com. Thank you to Flash Products for the greatest engines in quarter midget racing.
That is definitely true. As we get the one to go, this time by Delana Hodge, Braden Allen. Going to lead them side by side into turn number 3. Green flag out in the air, junior Honda A main event. Delana Hodge able to get the jump she wants on the start as Tyler Conover looks low under that would be Mason DeJarnett. Slide Conover up into second, DeJarnett back to third. Allen's able to not get too beat up on the restart there. He slides back to fourth. Battle for the lead now underway. The gingerbread kid, Tyler Conover, looks low under Delana Hodge down the front straightaway, gets the job done. Slide Hodge back to third. Mason DeJarnett tries to capitalize on that. He looks low, however. He really pinches Hodge up out of the corner as he pushed out of the corner down the front straightaway there. So that leaves Luke Riffle able to slide into third. Slide Delana back to fourth now. Running in fifthly, Braden Allen, sixth, the winner of junior. Doughboy Cody Conover, and in eighth is Mason Woodward.
And as it looks as if the Luke Riffle in the number 4 and Delana Hodge in the number 1 are gaining slowly but surely on the number 3 car of Mason DeJarnett as Luke Riffle has reeled him in. There's a battle for second.
Riffle now right on the back bumper of DeJarnett in your battle for the second place running position. Riffle definitely flying up through this field. They're bumper to bumper, 24 laps to go. Riffle's going to look low down the front straightaway, not quite able to get the car all the way under the machine of DeJarnett as the yellow flag will not fly. There was a bit of a stack up down the front straightaway. That's going to slow down our leaders a ton. Our leaders get caught behind all of our lap down machines. Now Mason DeJarnett right on the bumper. Tyler Conover stuck behind the lap tower. Mason Woodward. Now there goes Riffle under
yellow
as
flag
the yellow flag is in the air. Braden Allen comes to a stop in turn number 2. So what happened there was the 4 cars in the back of the pack, they got together. They came to a near stop. The leaders barreled up through the field and pretty much had to come to a complete near stop. Tyler Conover got stuck right behind the back bumper of Mason Woodward. who was a lap down car. So that caught up Delana Hodge and Luke Riffle. Luke Riffle then wanted to look low under Hodge as the yellow flag flew. No, that was, Mason DeJarnette, who was looking low under Conover as he was able to get by both Riffle and Hodge, I believe. As I'm not quite sure how there's just so much stuff happening on the speedway at once there. It's hard to try to talk through it all by thinking of coherent sentences and pay attention to all of it at the same time.
Yeah, very interesting race, and still 20 laps to go. This race is always intense. I am shaking right now, but my little brother's in it, so I know why I'm shaking. But, it's always a good race in Junior Honda. Basically pretty much clean, but we're going to see if we can get them back lined up here once again and get this show on the road.
So our lineup, it looks like our lineup will be when we go back to Green Flag Racing. Our leader will be the gingerbread kid, Tyler Conover. Running in second is Mason DeJarnette in that 53 machine with the Herbie, the Volkswagen Beetle painting on it from the movies. And in third will be Luke Riffle. In fourth will be Delana Hodge. In fifth, Gavin Boschel. In sixth, Doughboy Cody Conover. In seventh, Mason Woodward. And running in the eighth running position will be Brady Allum. That is your 8 cars in order, in current running order, with 22 laps left to be run.
As now the field is getting bunched up, probably told on the receiver. As here we go, fixing to go. Maybe next time by we may get the one to go.
Our cars seem to be lined up bumper to bumper as we are going to get the one to go this time, but we're not telling these guys to get tightened up bumper to bumpers. We will get the one to go next time by. So, the gingerbread kid, Tyler Conover, he's going to lead them slowly down the front straightaway to the one to go. Picks up the speed just a little bit, coming out of 2 down the back straightaway into turn number 3. We're still bumper to bumper. Green flag out in the air. Tyler Conover was able to get a big jump on Mason DeJarnette on the restart. He pulls out to about a 3-car length lead all the way down the back straightaway. Conover gets a lightning restart there. So now the battle for third. Delana Hodge tried to look low under Luke Riffle. Levi sitting next to me. Thought better of it, pulled back in line. However, Tyler Conover, he's pulled out to about a half a straightaway lead over DeJarnette, Riffle, and Hodge. Your 3-way battle for second.
As Luke Riffle right on the bumper of the number 3, Mason DeJarnette. He tries looking low. No, not this time. Delana Hodge looks low under Luke Riffle. She will get by him.
So slide Hodge into third. Riffle back to fourth. Hodge now has her sights set on Mason DeJarnette in second. However, Tyler Conover, he's now catching some lap down traffic. Let's see what that's going to do for Delana Hodge as she dives under Mason DeJarnette down the front straightaway, slides up into the second place running position. Conover still trying to navigate lap traffic. He's now trying to get by Braden Allum to get to clear track ahead, which he does. So now Delana Hodge maneuvers under Mason Woodward, the first lap down car. She's now got to try to get under Doughboy Cody Conover, who is the second car, 1 lap down, as Luke Riffle is stuck behind Mason Woodward. So that's allowed Mason DeJarnette and Gavin Boschel to catch up to Luke. So that's your 3-way battle for second. However, in the lead, the gingerbread kid, Tyler Conover, he's pulled out to a huge lead with 5 laps left to be run. So Conover leading, holding on with a huge margin with only 4 laps left to go. Second place still being held by Delana Hodge. It's about another 4 car lengths back to third, which would be Luke Riffle. Running in fourth is Mason DeJarnette, and in fifth is Gavin Boschel. Slow green flag in the air 2 more times around for Tyler Conover. He currently leads by about a half a track margin. White flag back out in the air. We come around, checkered flag in the air. Give the win to the gingerbread kid, Tyler Conover.
Second place to Elena Hodge. Third to Luke Riffle. Fourth to Mason DeJarnett. Fifth to Gavin Boschel.
Congratulations to all those drivers on a very clean race. It was long and hard, but they drove very clean. Only one caution in this A main event, and congratulations to Tyler Conover, once again winning the Junior Honda A main event. And next up, the Senior Honda A main event.
The gingerbread kid Tyler Conover takes his victory lap. So congratulations to Tyler. He dominated the majority of that race. Definitely had the quickest car out on the speedway. It was a nice, clean race between these drivers, as it was definitely a great show that the Junior Hondas put on, as always.
And I think Hodge and Riffle had a chance. They both had a fast enough car to get up where Tyler Conover was, but got stuck up in lap traffic. But that is okay. It was a great, clean race, and congratulations to all those drivers.
You want a water, Levi? All right, they're for the broadcasting, and my voice gets slow. Keep talking.
And the Senior Honda A main event is starting on the pole. Joey Robinson, second. Lucas Sipka, third. Nick Loden, fourth. AA Alex Anderson, 5. Cruising Mr. Consistent Connor Yunchuk, 6. John Michael Rebko, and 7th. Chase Folsom, your fast time and new track record went to Connor Yunchuk this morning and starts 5th as the inversion. If you do not know about the inversion, we invert the top 5, which consist of, say you qualified first, you would go to 5th, 2nd, 4th, 3rd, 4th, 2nd, and 5th to the pole. So Joey Robinson qualified 5th. Lucas Sipka qualified 4th. Nick Loden 3rd. Alex Anderson 2nd. And Connor Yunchuk fast time and new track record this weekend.
This is your pit reporter, Mr. Hatfield. I'm over here in the pits, and Levi. And we're going to talk to a young man who, as everyone knows, Tyler has been a frequent visitor to Victory Lane this year. He's had his cars hooked up really good, and we're going to, as soon as we get all his congratulations out of the way and the pictures, we're going to see if we can get a word with him. His mom is unbuttoning his gear. The win, I mean, it seems like we're talking quite a bit here in Victory Lane lately, but you had the car to beat once you got out front. How did it feel out on the track?
It felt, well, I felt them keeping up with me, and when I found the lapped cars, I knew I was pretty much in a good position.
But when you came up on those cars, I mean, you got around them really good, but sometimes they can get in your way, and then that gives the other people a chance to catch up to you. But you were able to get away with it. And on the restart on that one caution, you got right out there because Delana was really coming, and so was Luke had a good car.
And when they all got piled up right there, I slammed on the brakes because I was going to run straight into the bumper. And
so it's another for the Conover family. It seems like your cars have been hooked up really good lately, and congratulations. It was fun to watch you get out there, and they were talking on the air about how you had a dominant car.
Thank you.
Tyler Conover, another win at the NCQMA in Salisbury, Carolina.
Congratulations to the Junior Honda A main event winner, Tyler Conover.
It's amazing, I think, as you mentioned, Levi, too, is how young some of these drivers are and how talented and how well adapted they are to driving a race car. And, you know, they're they're what we used to call in the old days knee-high to a grasshopper, little short kids that you just wouldn't imagine could climb into a race car and wheel it around this track. And, of course, I've never driven a quarter midget, but I'm sure the speed sensation is really a lot faster than what you really are going because it's a short track. You're always almost turning, and the ability to get around here and not wreck, as you said, is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is. And these little youngsters, they walk around the pits a lot, and they want to be just like the bigger kids. They look up to them so much. And then some of the big kids even have to watch them to learn from them. I've had to watch kids younger than me to learn from them, and it actually really helps. So just watching what they do, and watching what we do, just it's really what goes into this club. Everybody's friends here. Nobody's terrible enemies, and sometimes it can get heated up on the track, but everybody is sitting around a campfire at the end of the night talking about what happened today.
And the one good thing about quarter midget racing that I've noticed in 2 years is that when one driver or family has a problem, everybody chips in to make sure that they get that car back on the track. And everybody, that may be the car that's going to beat your kid, but you still help get him back on the track.
Exactly.
And you mentioned that everyone does get along. And for those of you that have never been down here to Salisbury, you can't find a better facility in the country. And the cars are safe. They have a first responder team here from the local fire department, which thankfully we haven't had to use a whole lot. As we saw previously, Levi, your brother Luke went for kind of a wild ride on his side down the backstretch wall, and of course he was okay, which is always good. But those kind of accidents occasionally do happen because you have an open wheel car and you run up on someone. There's going to be something's going to give, and a lot of times you can get into a little skirmish, but it never. Thankfully we hadn't had any serious injuries, and as soon as that car came off the track, we had 2 or 3 of the other parents over here helping get the chain back on Luke's car, and that's what it's all about down here, is everyone helping everyone, because this is all totally run by volunteers, and you got to love what you're doing to spend as much time down here as these folks do and put in the effort they put into it.
Exactly.
We have a part going down the backstretch that came off of the number 1 car. Looks like a hub or something. Did you see it, Levi, on the middle of the track?
Yes, I do. It is just rolling in the middle of the field as head starter Nicholas Wilt has went. It is a gas cap.
A gas cap off the number 1 car.
It is a gas cap.
They've instructed Joey Robinson to go to the pits, and he did get the message, and he is heading into pit road. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different parents over here to get his car stopped. Getting the for some reason, apparently the gas cap wasn't secured when they filled the car last, and stranger things have happened, I guess.
Yeah, it is definitely one of those things, and it stinks for him. But if he doesn't get out within the 30 seconds, he will have to start at the end of the field. And your number 2 car of Lucas Sipka will be your leader for the field, as the number 1 of Joey Robinson is out. That means that he will get his spot to start on the pole.
30-second warm-up is underway in our senior Honda AMA event. So as Levi said, Robinson did make it back out on the track, so he will be able to maintain his pole starting position, but he won't have quite as clean tires as everyone else has due to a shorter warm-up session. Connor Yonchuk, however, looked like he was flying in that warm-up session. That car, powered by Flash Products, is in a league of its own, it seems.
Yes, and these are very slick rides here this weekend. Nice designs on every single car. I love how every single driver's got a different style, and that's pretty cool.
My style was plain with my name and a couple stickers, and yours is the nice Team Dillon Racing wrap. It's really different for each driver. However, we are now side by side 2x2, 4 rows back. So we get the 1 to go this time by. Robinson and Sipka going to lead them down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Green flag, it will not fly. The 6 of John Michael Repko and the 7 of Chase Folsom were not able to stay caught up with the pack on the initial start, so they caused a yellow flag to come out due to not staying caught up and bumper to bumper.
And the chief steward, Joey Riffle, my dad, is telling the drivers not to start until turn 3 and 4. They were gassing it up way before then, and that is also a reason that they threw the yellow.
So we will get the 1 to go once again, this time by. Lineup still Robinson, Sipka, Loden, Anderson, Yonchuk, Repko, Folsom as we head into turn number 3. Green flag once again will not fly. It looked like the 4 of Alex Anderson didn't stay up to the back bumper of Lucas Sipka there. It sounded like they gassed it up in the right spot, but Anderson just didn't quite stay up on Sipka's bumper. So we're going to try this start in a little bit once again. They're trying to keep the leaders of Robinson and Sipka slowed down.
As we get the 1 to go this time by. Same lineup as last time.
So Sipka and Robinson going to lead them down the back straightaway. This start looks better. Green flag out in the air. Nick Loden dives low down the front straightaway, makes it 3 wide. As Connor Yonchuk now looks under Loden. That's 3 wide into turn number 2. There goes Alex Anderson under Yonchuk. Anderson up into second. Now Yonchuk dives back under Anderson down the back straightaway, brings Loden with them. So slide Anderson back from second to fourth. So Yonchuk up into second, 3 wide for about 2 laps straight on the start there. That was definitely some great racing we had there. Now Connor Yonchuk right on the back bumper of Joey Robinson. He's going to look low down the back straightaway. Gets the job done. Slide Yonchuk into second. Loden and Anderson will follow, which slides Robinson back to fourth. Connor Yonchuk in that Flash Products powered machine with the Transformers wrap on it, running up in the second place position.
And it looks as if Loden is gaining slowly but surely on the number 5 car of Connor Yonchuk as they are coming to some lap traffic, which would be the number 7 of Chase Folsom.
Loden on the back bumper of leader Connor Yonchuk. Loden in that Ingersoll Rand machine. Yonchuk in the Transformers machine. Loden about a car length behind Connor Yonchuk. That's your battle for the lead with 20 laps left to be run in our senior Honda A main event.
Connor Yonchuk has Nick Loden right up on his bumper. Nick Loden putting up a lot of pressure on Connor Yonchuk, but Alex Anderson about a corner length behind both of them. Nick Loden has closed the gap on Connor Yonchuk. Mr. Consistent has been chased down by the number 3.
Loden Yonchuk bumper to bumper with 16 laps left to be run. We all thought Yonchuk would be in a league of his own. However, Nick Loden has proven us wrong as he's right on the bumper of Connor Yonchuk. Let's see if he can make the pass as they weave their way through lap traffic there. Loden lost a little bit of ground to Yonchuk there during the skirmish through lap traffic. Yonchuk now has about a car length and a half over Loden with 13 laps yet to be run. So let's see if that lap traffic ends up benefiting Connor Yonchuk, letting him keep the lead. Nick Loden now closing that ground up on Connor Yonchuk. Loden only about a half a car length off of Yonchuk's bumper with 9 laps left to be run. Once again, Yonchuk passing lap traffic. Not a problem for either driver this time by. However, it seems like each time Yonchuk catches lap traffic, Loden loses just a little bit of time. Loden's now fallen back to 2 car lengths behind Connor Yonchuk with 5 laps yet to be run. However, Yonchuk now catching up to 3 cars to try to put them a lap down. Let's see when he catches them. If he catches them in the wrong time, it'll be good for Loden as Yonchuk catches down the back straightaway, looks low, gets the job done. Loden now stuck behind the lap car of Lucas Sipka, so that's going to be the break that Connor Yonchuk needs. He's able to put 2 cars between him and Loden. So white flag this time by Connor Yonchuk has about a half a straightaway lead over Nick Loden, as give the win to Connor Yonchuk, second place to Nick Loden.
Third place to Alex Anderson, but I don't quite know the finish from there because all the rest were lap cars. What a great field and what a great race. No cautions.
Loden, Anderson, and Yonchuk were able to dominate this race, putting everyone else 1 lap down. So definitely a great performance by all of those machines.
And I just noticed that nobody in this class this year is from last year, a returning driver from last year in this class.
I think Yonchuk ran last year. And
No, he didn't.
No, because he was junior Honda. That is right. John Michael Repka would be the only returning driver, I do believe.
Yes, that would be correct. Sorry. And congratulations to your winner, Mr. Consistent Connor Yonchuk.
So we'll hope to get an interview with Connor Yonchuk coming up momentarily. Levi Riffle, he has to head down to get into his machine, so he's going to leave the booth, leaving only me up here in the booth. Lonely place once again.
But you do have a pit reporter, Sam.
I do have a pit reporter.
And we're going to get a word with Connor Yonchuk once he goes over the scale, and I'm sure there's going to be some picture-taking opportunities out here for Mr. Yonchuk. But we will get a word with him as soon as he is available.
My mom's behind you. Tell her thanks for the food that she's getting me.
Oh, she's going to get you food?
Yep.
Well, but she's not getting me food.
If you want food,
No.
she'll get you food.
No, I was actually had lunch brought to me earlier this morning right before you got here. So Alex Anderson comes over and congratulates Connor Yonchuk, who is climbing out of his race-winning car.
So we should be getting an interview with Yonchuk momentarily. It looked like Nick Loden might have had something for Connor Yonchuk there. However, in the end, it proved not to be, as Connor Yonchuk dominated in the Flash Product
Congratulations,
machine.
Connor. That was another exhibition of great driving. You had quite a time in lap traffic. Did that? You had a big lead. It was between you and Nick Loden. Did you know Nick was about a car length behind you?
Yeah, because every time I went into the turn, I could hear my motor plus his motor, which made it louder, so I knew somebody was behind me. I just didn't know who. It could have been Alex or Nick.
Now, you had to negotiate I think you lapped the field twice. When you're coming up on turn 3 and 4, and you dive below those cars, are you just hoping they don't come down on top of you?
Yeah, one of them, I kind of like scared when I went down, and he bumped back one of my back tires, and it kind of made me get a little loose.
Well, congratulations on a senior Honda win. It was a great job of driving. It was fun to watch, and maybe we'll talk to you later on today again.
Thanks.
Connor Yonchuk. I get those two mixed up. But Connor Yonchuk is the winner of the senior Honda, and that was also a great race with a lot of cars in it. But it was like I think there was no cautions on that race again.
I think there might have been one caution, but I don't remember
I don't
for
show
sure.
A caution. There were no restarts. I think it was a good battle between Yonchuk and Loden, And as we said, they both had to negotiate the entire field twice on lapping cars. And I know if you're leading the race and you got to go around 6 other cars twice, that can be nerve-wracking because as Connor said, when you go under someone in turn 3 and 4, you're hoping that they know you're there and they're not going to come down and ruin your day. And he was able to get through it. Obviously, it was a good bit of driving by all the drivers. And anytime you can run one of these quarter midget races and not have a caution flag, that means all the drivers are paying attention. And the ones that are a little bit slower know not to get in the way, and the ones that are fast know not to run over somebody. And that's just, what that does is that tells me these are good young drivers that are figuring this place out. They're figuring out the cars, and they know their limits. And it was a great race. Yunchuk, again, with that flash engine sitting in victory lane, which is, as we said, is kind of a common occurrence around this track here in Salisbury.
That it is, but the best place to be when you're racing is victory lane. When everyone's trying to beat you, you're doing something right.
I'm going to get a word here with Tyler Conover's dad.
With the bread man?
Tyler and Cody, they get interviewed, and they're famous, and they sign autographs, and they win races. But the old man here puts in relentless hours getting these cars ready. Is that right, Dave?
Yeah, we spent some time working on them. There's a lot of help. Phil Carey helps us with the setups on the cars, and Chris Yonchuk's always there to lend some guiding words. So when you get down,
Well, I know Tyler's been he's kind of been on fire this year. I've been impressed with, first of all, not just his car was fast, but the kid knows how to drive.
Yeah, he surprised me a lot better than I ever was. I usually end up on the end of a tow truck.
So you got one win today, and everybody's smiling, happy, and that's why we come out here to try to win races.
Yeah, just have a good time.
There you go. That's Dave Conover, the bread man. He's the father of Gingerbread. What's the other one you got? Gingerbread Man and
the Gingerbread Kid and Doughboy.
Okay, so that's the two offspring from Dave Conover, and because he is the bread man, he sells bread. He makes bread to sell bread or whatever. One way or the other, he does it. He's in the dough. Put it that way. We're going to have the next race coming up.
Our next race out on track will be our Blue Rookie A main event. Starting on the pole will be Dylan Thomas. Starting second, Dexter Knipe Jr. Finally put the name right on the sheet, did they?
the third.
Okay, they didn't get it right. Dexter Knipe the third. In starting third will be Thomas McDonough. Starting fourth, Paige Robinson. Starting fifth, Colton Curry. Starting sixth, Jack Everson. Starting seventh, Trevor Klein. His stepbrother is Nick Drake, NASCAR K&N Pro Series East driver, the number 15 Napa Toyota Camry. And then starting eighth will be Nate Bort. That is your 8-car Blue Rookie A main event field. There are 2 Blue Rookie A main events today. So the 30-second warm-up for our Blue Rookies is out on track now. The 30-second warm-up period has now expired. So we're going to go ahead and get these cars lined up. Double file should be off to racing momentarily. Today is Wear Pink Day here at the NCQMA Speedway in support of breast cancer. You can see a ton of pink shirts down and around the speedway. Would have worn pink myself. However, I don't have any pink, so couldn't quite wear any. right, so our Blue Rookie machines have lined up side by side out on the speedway, so we should be getting the one to go momentarily as we head down the front straightaway through 1 and 2, down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Thomas and Knipe lead him into the green flag is in the air. Knipe's going to try to battle Thomas on the outside line. He's going to try to be a high side hustler. They're still side by side for the lead. Knipe trying to not give up an inch. Oh, yellow flag. Colton Curry barrel rolls into the wall through 1 and 2. As that's going to bring out the yellow flag. There's a little bit of a stack up in turns 1 and 2 as Curry ended up barrel rolling, not sideways, but a Dale Earnhardt style on the nose. As the red flag is out, medics attending to Colton. Definitely the kind of incident that would be scary as a driver. But we can definitely hope that he will be okay, as these cars are extremely safe.
We are under a red flag because of the car of Colton Curry that flipped over. He has medical attention already at his car. The first responders are right out almost before the car even stopped rolling. They were running out to the car to check on his well-being. So we'll find out here momentarily. I think we've talked before a lot about these incidents. It's the kids get it's the initial shock of being rolled over. And it's not so much the actual physical injury that is really of a concern. It's that they get really excited. They get their adrenaline flowing, and I think, as one of the first responders told me, when they're in that state of mind, it's impossible to really judge the severity of their injuries or their whatever may be hurting them, because they let the adrenaline take over, and they're not really aware of how much or how little pain they really have. So as the normal practice, we'll take plenty of time here, get all this proper people to check out Mr. Curry, and they'll make sure that everything's ready to go before they resume any kind of activity here on the racetrack. But it's as we said, it's a beautiful day here in Salisbury. Kind of a little bit of a breeze blowing, and it's a beautiful sunshiny day. Probably temperatures in the 70s, I would imagine. My cohort up in the booth, I can see him from my vantage point, and he's trying to inhale some food without chewing, I believe, but he is having something to eat, because these teenagers have to be. They're like a machine. You got to feed them, and they just keep, until they get that nourishment. And Mr. Hatfield, who has actually worked very hard today, has done another very good job of analyzing these races, is up there taking care of his needs for nourishment. His wonderful mother walked all the way down to the snack shack from the other side of the track and brought Sam something to eat. So, Becky, you are a real trooper. You're very nice to make sure that Sam is fed. So we appreciate that from our standpoint, because we don't want Sam to fall out while he's calling the race up there. And see, I can talk about him because he can't respond right now because he's eating and he's looking at me, but I know he can't say anything because he's trying to get all that food consumed. So I like to give Sam a hard time, but he does, as you know, if you've listened to his call of the races, folks, he's good at what he does, and we certainly are fortunate at TriadSportsCoverage.com that Sam was willing to come on board this year and offer that expert commentary. We've had some exciting racing, and we're looking forward to the Carolina Fall Nationals, November 23rd through the November 29th. That is it's Thanksgiving week, and the teams will be coming in from out of town on Sunday the 23rd, and they'll have some practice sessions. I think Monday and or Tuesday or one of those days they'll have practice sessions. There's a Thanksgiving dinner that you can go. You can join There's I think 34 people now have signed up to for the Thanksgiving dinner, and it's mainly out of town folks who are here away from their extended families, and it gives them a chance to get together. And
we may sign up again this year because Ed Kenny makes a good turkey.
Right now, I'm not sure if they've found another location to have the dinner, because the farmhouse restaurant, as was announced previously, is closing down tomorrow, I think it is. They're actually going to have a breakfast tomorrow morning with some NCQMA members who are longtime supporters of Farmhouse. We actually had a sports talk show at Farmhouse this past spring when I think it was when the national race was in town. We kind of helped promote that and had some drivers from I think it might have been the Southeast Regional. That's what it was. But anyway, we had a great time at Farmhouse, and we're going to miss those folks. They've been supporters of the NCQMA, and they also are a major supporter of Abigail Kinney Racing. They have their logo on her car. They have a banner here on the track. So it's good to have local businesses that get behind the efforts that these young drivers and their families put forth every week. And if you have not ever seen a quarter midget race, as Levi was alluding to during his time in the booth, it's great racing. Come on out and see these kids race. Admission is always free. We have 4 sets of bleachers, that plenty of seats, and the bleachers are up high above the track, so you can look down and see all the action. We have the Snack Shack, which is the on-site concession stand. Prepares, I think that today they said their special was a meatball hoagies. So it's all freshly prepared foods, and every time I've eaten from the Snack Shack, it's always been very good. So that's comes under the guidance of Miss Lola Kinney, who Lola and Ed, they're the parents of Abigail, but Lola and Ed spend a lot of time promoting and helping here at the NCQMA. And so Colton is in his father's arms, and everybody gives him a round of applause. He's probably just shaken up, but his dad has him in his arms, and the first responder is smiling and joking with him. So obviously you hate to see any kind of an incident like that, but Colton seems to be coming through it okay. He won't let go of his dad, that's for sure. He's got his arm around his neck, just being
he doesn't want to get dropped.
No, that's far. As big as his dad is, it's a long ways to the concrete if he was to fall from Phil's arms. So they have cleared the driver. They're going to be lifting the medical red here momentarily, and they will get everyone back underway. The handlers are positioned beside their respective cars. That will leave 7 cars in the field once Colton's car is officially retired, and I'm sure it is, because Colton I think he's headed back to his garage area. So we'll have 7 cars coming back to take the green flag, and I think they will give credit for 1 lap being completed, possibly. I'm not sure, but I know that was the second time around after the green flag, so we'll see what the official score puts up on the board here in the tower momentarily, but 7 cars are going to be going at it in this blue rookie, first of 2 blue rookie A mains. So that's going to leave in the field Dylan Thomas, Dexter Knipe III, Thomas McDonough, Paige Robinson, Jack Everson, Trevor Klein, and Nate Bort are all still on the track waiting for the signal to be pushed off and get back under power and get this race resumed. So Mr. Ronnie Sipka gives them the go-ahead to roll the cars back out, and we are going to be hopefully back underway momentarily. They'll get these 7 blue rookies lined up based on the official scores. I'm going to assume that we've got 1 green flag in the books, but we'll see once the official score comes up with the actual decision as to, first of all, how we're going to reline the cars. And they always do a great job in the scores tower. And if you've never tried to score a race, I can tell you, folks, that it's not easy. It doesn't just happen. You got to be paying attention, and you have to really put a lot of time into it during the race to make sure that the right call is made on these restarts. Because when you start getting lap cars and you have an accident or a car stops on the track, you always want to be sure to realign the field the way it was before that particular stoppage happened. And right now, I'm sure up in the tower, they're going through some thoughts of what was taking place when the actual wreck happened. And again, Colton Curry is okay. He's was taken off the track by his father, and I see Phil is pulling Colton's car back to his garage area. So I think everything's going to be okay. Now we had the cars stopped on the back stretch. The 4 and the 7, Paige Robinson and Trevor Klein.
We're good. Keep it for you. Give it to Mike. Give it to Mike. Send a kid to give it to Mike. Send a kid to give it to Mike.
So the yellow flag is flashing, or yellow lights are flashing. They're getting the cars lined up for the restart, and it does say on the official lap counter 24 laps to go of a 25
1 to
lap
go
event.
this time by. Let me pull them out. Dylan Thomas, Dexter Knipe, Jr., Thomas McDonough, Jack Everson. That's your top 4. In 5th will be Nate Bort. 6th will be Paige Robinson. And 7th will be Trevor Klein. Colton Curry has retired from the event after his flip earlier in the race, causing that lengthy red flag period. One to go will be given this time by excuse me. 1 to go will be given this time by Dylan Thomas. Going to lead him into turn number 3 to another yellow flag. Pounded on the throttles just a little too early there. That's going to bring out once again another yellow. I'm going to try to get these cars lined up and starting to where they're all nose to tail as we start. This is in order to make it fair for every driver. No one gets an unfair advantage over the other. One to go once again, be given this time by Thomas. Going to lead him down the back straightaway into turn number 3. And the start is called off again. So once again, another yellow flag. These cars are not staying nose to tail on the restarts. And in order to make the restarts fair for everyone, we want these cars nose to tail. So once again, the 1 to go will be given. Dylan Thomas going to lead him down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Green flag out in the air this time by Thomas, able to get a jump on the start over Dexter Knipe the third, running in second. Then on his bumper in third is Thomas McDonough. Knipe now on the back bumper of Dylan Thomas. That's going to be your battle for the lead. 3-car battle for the lead with Thomas your leader. Knipe in second and McDonough in third. Dylan Thomas now catching up to lap down car of the 8. That will be Nate Bort as the yellow flag flies. Trevor Klein spins out of turn number 2. So that's going to bring out the yellow flag once again in our Blue Rookie A main event number 1. So we definitely seem to be having a caution-prone race here today.
You're right, Sam. This race has yellow painted all over it, but we've had 2 or 3 races that went flag to flag, caution free. So those races go fairly quickly. But when you get into a race where there's a red flag, and then also you have restart, and it takes 3 or 4 tries. Here goes the restart on the 21 laps to go.
And the green flag back out in the air. Dylan Thomas, your leader. He has about a straightaway over Dexter Knipe in second. However, not a straightaway, that was a car length. However, Knipe now closed that car length gap. He's right on the bumper of Thomas. He's going to look low down the front straightaway, slide Knipe up into second, and McDonough's going to follow. So Knipe, now your leader. McDonough right in second as Dylan Thomas gets passed also by Jack Everson, the number 6 car. So Thomas slides back to the 4th place position. The battle for the leads now between Dexter Knipe and Thomas McDonough. They're bumper to bumper battling for the lead. They're now beginning to catch up to the 8 car. That's Nate Bort to put him a lap down. Dexter Knipe's going to look low down the front straightaway, gets the job done. Slide Knipe past Bort, who Bort now 1 lap down. Once again, our battle for the lead, still Dexter Knipe the third and Thomas McDonough. They're bumper to bumper battling for the lead. McDonough doesn't seem to quite be able to get the pass down under Knipe. However, they're still bumper to bumper. McDonough seems to be waiting for Knipe to catch either a lap car to be able to make the pass or to make a mistake, as Knipe has now done the first one of those things, catching a lap car. They split the lap cars. Thomas McDonough decides to try to high side hustle around the lap cars on the outside line. That's a tough break for McDonough there, as he lost a ton of momentum going out there, as he now falls a straightaway behind Knipe in the lead. So Knipe is your leader by about a straightaway with only 6 laps to go. I'm not quite sure where the rest of the pack is running, as I had been paying most of my attention to the battle for the lead. So I do know that Dexter Knipe the third is your leader, with Thomas McDonough running in second. However, Knipe's now caught behind lap traffic. That's going to give McDonough a chance to catch up. McDonough's going to fly around the outside down the back straightaway, and he's now right back onto the bumper of Dexter Knipe the third as we head around. White flag this time by McDonough. Has about a car length but separating him and Knipe. He's not going to be able to make the pass. Gives the win to Dexter Knipe the third. Thomas McDonough picks up second. So give the win to Dexter Knipe the third. He's been on a winning tear here recently. It's that good blood from racing, as his father is a late model driver.
You're right, Sam. Mr. Knipe III, he comes from good stock. He's his dad and his grandfather were race car drivers, and Dexter Knipe Jr. Actually competed against Ryan Repko in the limited late model at Hickory Motor Speedway a couple of weeks ago. But we are going to get a word with Mr. Knipe. But, you know, I was impressed with Thomas McDonough. The way he came up on those lap cars on two different occasions and actually made a race out of this, because he was going to be stuck behind a couple of cars, and he shot around turn 3 and 4 up on the top side of the track, which is not the ideal way to get around this place. But he knew that he had a lot more speed than those two cars, and he got right back up close to Knipe's bumper. But today he just didn't have enough to overtake Dexter. But it was a great, a blue rookie race. These are inexperienced drivers, and you can always tell that when the real good drivers show up, I mean, these kids are going to go somewhere in quarter midget racing because they have what it takes to handle any situation, and getting around lap traffic is something you got to learn how to contend with if you're going to be a front runner, because you will encounter it in any race any given time.
I believe Thomas McDonough, if he would have tried to pass those cars on the inside line, would have had a much better shot at winning, as the outside line on a quarter midget track, just simply due to how tight and how small the track is not the preferred way to pass.
And I may get a word with Thomas and ask him what his thought process was. Sometimes when you dive low on some of these cars that are slower, maybe it's kind of a surprise element, and you end up they turn down on you. So all in all, I think it was a great race by two very good young drivers. Mr. Knipe's already coming over. We'll get a quick word with Dexter Knipe III. Dexter, that was a great race. It was actually between you and Thomas McDonough, and lap traffic really created some problems out there, didn't it?
Yeah. I thank Mickey Knipe because he helped me out and made my car like this, and told me what to do and all that.
Well, it looked like, your car was definitely the fastest car out there. And I was impressed with how you were able to come up on the slower cars and not cause it a wreck. And behind you, and it seemed like it was just everything worked out. A great job of driving. I mean, sometimes the car can be good, but you got to have a good driver. I think that car had a great driver. So congratulations, Dexter Knipe III.
Thank you.
And now here's Dexter Knipe Jr. Now, did the boy do what Dad told him?
Yeah, the kid did a great job. He showed patience in traffic right there. That's what I've been preaching on. It's just patient. If you catch a kid getting in the corner, just give it a little opportunity and go back at it again.
He did it a couple of times because they lapped the field, him and Thomas McDonough. And I was impressed with how they were able to maneuver around and not create any problems, because sometimes you scare somebody when you come up on them. And I think he takes after his dad. He's a good little driver.
Well, he's doing a good job there. We're going to move him up next year to the senior Hondas, but I want to tell you thank you for what you do around here. I appreciate it.
I have fun doing it, and congratulations, Dexter. That was actually Dexter Knipe Jr., who we always call his name out because they put that in the scorebook incorrectly. So we have an official comment from Dexter Jr. now. So Dexter III is the race winner and the blue rookie, and you just heard his dad say they're moving up to senior Honda next year. So I think he's the kind of kid that, and I think you can attest to this, Sam, when you see a race car driver, these young drivers, you can tell the ones that are going to be able to go places because they just have the knack it takes to get around the track. It's not, I wouldn't say it's no fear, but they know they're comfortable in the seat, put it that way.
He'll definitely be a race car driver that will be able to succeed in his futures in quarter midget racing. And then once he is old enough, I would guess his dad would also let him run that late model.
I'm sure there's a lot of racing years yet to go in the Knipe family.
Oh, yeah.
And Dexter III, he's a classy young man. His dad is nice. And you can tell that, they're all smiles over here. It's always fun. As you know, when you pick up the checkered flag, it makes it worthwhile coming down here.
It's fun when you don't pick up the checkered flag, but the checkered flag is always that nice extra added bonus that everyone wants.
So that is race number 7 of the 11 race card here today at the NCQMA. We'll have race number 8 coming up which is a second blue rookie race. And I'm going to get a word here with another spectator. Lacey Houghton, she's a young driver that drives blue rookie, and her grandpa, I may have to give him CPR because he's out here already shaking and nervous, and Lacey hasn't even started her car yet. So are you going to be okay?
Yeah, I need a pocket full of Tums. You got any?
Well, I tell you, she's a cool character. She's very confident behind that wheel. It's going to be fun to watch her. So let's hope we get a good finish.
Hope we get a good race. Good race.
Okay, thank you. Have fun. Now, keep your heart under control. That was Lacey Houghton's grandpa. He's a great fellow, and he came up to me the previous race and said, "I'm not racing in this one, but I'm already a bundle of nerves here waiting for Lacey to come out." So this will be our second Blue Rookie race, and it's going to be looks like a 7-car field. We have a lot of Blue Rookies here at the NCQMA. Last year they did a great job of recruiting new drivers. Ronnie Sipka was the rookie director, and using those promo days, they were able to get new families come into the club. And now they've all graduated to the Blue Rookie level, and I'm telling you, there's a lot of good talent coming up that's going to be a force to be reckoned with here over the next few years at the NCQMA.
So our starting lineup for our second out of 2 Blue Rookie A main events, starting on the pole, will be Katie Yonchuk. Starting in second, Lacey Houghton. Starting third, Kale Ruthenbeck. Starting fourth, Coy Jarrett. Starting in fifth will be Cooper Warren. Starting sixth will be Carter Sullivan. And starting in seventh will be Marcus Everson. That is your 7-car Blue Rookie A main event number 2 lineup. Blue Rookie races are 25 laps in length with a 20-minute time limit, as attested to last week when we did hit that time limit in one race and nearly hit it in the other. So right now, drivers are trying to get lined up double file so that way we can start this race momentarily. All these drivers are in the second out of your 3 stages when you begin quarter midget racing. You start in the red rookie divisions, then you move up into your blue rookie, and then you move up into your competitive class, which is, depending on your age and weight, junior, senior, or heavy Honda. One to go this time by Yonchuk and Houghton. Going to lead them side by side into turn number 3, or they were supposed to, but Houghton got a big jump on the start there. Did not stay next to Yonchuk, as it is the leader that controls the start. So if the leader does not go until the middle of turn 4, you also cannot go. It is the leader that controls the start, as Houghton did jump that start a little bit there, so that is going to bring out a yellow. We're going to try this restart once again. Yonchuk and Houghton going to lead them through 1 and 2, down the back straightaway and into turn number 3. Green flag out in the air this time by Yonchuk, able to get the jump on Houghton on the start there. Coy Jarrett's able to fight from the 4th place starting position, jump into 3rd. So great fight on the start there by Jarrett. Katie Yonchuk was able to get a flying start. She has about 4 car lengths over Lacey Houghton, running in the 2nd place running position. The battle for second is between Lacey Houghton and Coy Jarrett. There's about a car length separating those 2 machines. However, each car on the track does have a good bit of separation between each other, with 21 laps left to be run in our second out of 2 Blue Rookie A main events.
15 laps left to go. Katie Onchuk still holds on to your lead. Then it's about another 3 car lengths back to Lacey Houghton in second. Houghton's not been able to make up any ground on Onchuk. In third is Coy Jarrett. Coy has been running in third, about a car length behind Houghton the entire race so far. Not able to make up any ground. Running in the fourth place running position is Kale Ruthenbeck. In fifth is Carter Sullivan. In sixth is Marcus Everson. And running shotgun on the field in the seventh place running position is Cooper Warren. Excuse me. Yes, that would be correct. I get some of these rookie drivers mixed up on occasion, as like I said during the broadcast earlier, they are newer to the Speedway. So the ones who have not been in rookie too long, I just haven't quite placed names with car yet. With 7 laps left to go, Katie Onchuk is still your leader. However, Lacey Houghton's caught up to the back bumper of Katie Onchuk. There's only about a half a car length separating the 1 of Onchuk and the 2 of Houghton. However, Houghton's seen to lose the car a little bit out of turn number 2 there. She lost about a half a car length, so now Onchuk has about a 1 car length advantage in that frozen, painted, flash-powered products machine. Onchuk is now behind the 5 car of Cooper Warren. Warren is a lapped-down machine. However, Onchuk is having problems passing Warren as there's only 2 laps left to go, as this is allowing Lacey Houghton to slowly but surely catch up to the back bumper of Katie Onchuk as the white flag is in the air. This time by only 1 more time around. Houghton right on the back bumper of Onchuk. We're going to head into turn number 4. Give the win to Katie Onchuk. Second place to Lacey Houghton. In third to Coy Jarrett. As that concludes a cautionless Blue Rookie A main event. Great job by all Blue Rookie drivers as the Onchuks have gone 2 for 2 so far in their flash-powered products machine. Let's see if Connor can pick up the Light 160 Cup race a little later today.
I'm over here with Lacey's grandpa now. Was that so bad after all?
That was a good, clean race, thank goodness.
You know, it's amazing how these rookies can race and never have a caution.
It was just a good one today. Good, yeah.
You know, Lacey was coming at the end there.
Yeah, if we'd had about 2 more, I think we could have got her.
Let's make it a 27-lap race next time.
That'd be good for me.
Congratulations, great job.
All right, thank you.
That was Lacey Houghton's grandpa. He was nervous all day, and it's always fun to see how these parents and grandparents respond when their loved one is on the racetrack. They're nervous as all get out, but when that checkered flag waves, you can just see a big sigh of relief that we made it through another one.
Katie Onchuk out taking her victory lap as she now pulls it into the pit lane. Congratulations to Katie for picking up the win in our Blue Rookie A main event. I got to give a shout out to our rookies today. They did a great job racing clean, definitely much better than last week's rookie races. As they raced like the veterans today.
We'll get a word with Miss Onchuk. She did a great job, got out front and just kind of led the field around. I thought she did a really good job when she came up on the lap traffic and didn't do anything foolish, didn't try to force the issue on these turns, and just driving smoothly. And I watched her dad, Chris, he was in turn 1 as the corner worker, and he was just following his little girl around the track with his eyeballs, and it was like he had a smile on his face because she was doing exactly what I'm sure he has told her, and her older brother Connor may have been part of her training session and teaching her how to get around this track. And with no cautions again on a Blue Rookie race, that's very impressive. And again, with 2 young ladies fighting it out for the win, Lacey Houghton and Katie Onchuk. And like Lacey's grandpa said, she was getting there. There's 2 more laps, may have been a little bit different story, but it was fun to watch that race. And I will get a word with Katie if she's got a minute. I know she's going to have a bunch of photo ops and other things going on. But we will try to get a quick word with her. I'm sure she's excited about winning. If I don't get out of the way, I'm going to get run over, Sam, over here in the scale house. Mr. Youngchuck has taken Katie's helmet off, and her earplugs, and we're going to get a picture or two. And we'll see if we can get before we get the race underway. We'll get a quick word.
Rolling out on the track now is our Light World Formula A main event. Starting on
Katie,
the pole. Okay.
Congratulations on another win.
My mom and dad.
Now you led that race from start all the way through to the checker flag. Was it fun? Because, I mean, you really were doing good out there. You were just going perfectly around the track. Say that again.
It's good.
It was good. Well, congratulations. Now, your brother won a race. Now you won a race. So now he can't brag, but you can brag. Great job. That was Katie Youngchuck. I'm going to get a quick word with Lacey Houghton real quick. Lacey, you were coming on at the end and almost got to her. Was it fun out there?
What?
You were almost catching Katie at the end, and you guys got up on a lap car, but you did a great job. Was it fun?
Yeah. I was trying to pass her, but I couldn't.
Well, it was a great race. There was no cautions, and you young ladies put on quite a show. So congratulations.
Thank you.
That's Miss Lacey Houghton, who was the runner-up in that race. And as we said earlier, her and Katie Youngchuck had a great battle toward the end, and it's impressive that no one overreacted and caused any kind of spin-outs in these tight turns with slower cars around. So it's been a fun day of some really action-packed racing, and we are ready for the next race.
Out on the track now, our Light World Formula A main event. Starting on the pole, Hunter Hutchins. Starting second, Nick Loden. Starting third, Ryan Repko. And starting fourth with fast time and new track record, Gage Painter, as we head into turn number 3. Green flag out in the air. Ryan Repko's going to dive low under Hunter Hutchins down the front straightaway. That makes it 3 wide. Gage Painter, he's going to look low under Nick Loden. Slide Loden, freight train back to the back of the pack now. Painter's going to look under Loden down the back, under Hutchins down the back straightaway. Bring Loden with them. So slide Painter up into second, Loden to third, Hutchins back to fourth. However, your leader, Rapid Ryan Repko, 19-time NCQMA champion, has about a half a straightaway lead over Gage Painter after Gage, Nick, and Hunter slowed down, got a little tangled up in the restart there. The Light World Formula, the fastest division that we run on a weekly basis here at the NCQMA Speedway. The only faster division is your AA division, which is only run at national events. .25 laps left to go. Ryan Repko still your leader. He has about a straightaway advantage over Gage Painter in second. Repko has been able to run away with this event. That car, they obviously did some setup changes to it to make it even quicker after our event earlier today. Ryan Repko now catching up to Hunter Hutchins. He's going to try to look low down the back straightaway. Not able to get the job done. Ryan is trying to put Hunter 1 lap down as Ryan now completes the pass on Hunter. Slide Hunter Hutchins to a lap down. Repko's led from flag to flag after starting in the third place running position. Gage Painter running second, about a half a straightaway behind Repko after getting the fast time and new track record in qualifying earlier today. Running in third is Nick Loden. This is, I believe, only Nick's third or fourth Light World Formula race, so he's still learning the ropes here in the World Formula division. However, once he gets more time under his belt, Loden will be a furious World Formula driver to contend with. And then running in fourth is the Boonsville Bullet, Hunter Hutchins. Hunter started on the pole quickly, got shuffled to the back. Ryan Repko has now put Nick Loden 1 lap down as we have 10 laps left to be run in our Light World Formula A main event. And the yellow flag is in the air with 5 laps to go. Hunter Hutchins goes for a spin out of turn number 4. That's not the yellow that Ryan Repko was looking for. That's going to close Gage Painter right up to the bumper of Ryan Repko. This will get interesting. Repko's led the race from flag to flag. However, with 5 laps left to go, Painter is going to be starting right on Repko's bumper. Our lineup when we go back to green flag racing with 5 laps left to go. Our leader, Ryan Repko. 2nd place, Gage Painter. 3rd place, Nick Loden. And 4th place, Hunter Hutchins. Both Loden and Hutchins are lapped down, so the only 2 cars battling for the win will be Ryan Repko and Gage Painter. As they're sending Gage Painter to the back. They're putting Gage Painter behind Nick Loden as he was not able to complete the pass on Loden before the yellow flag came out. So that's a good break for Repko there. It's the green flag back out in the air. Painter's going to have to try to get by Loden as quickly as he can. He wasn't able to stay on Loden's bumper on the restart. So that's going to end Painter's chance of winning. As with 3 laps left to go, Ryan Repko now has about a half a straight. Oh, yellow flag. Hunter Hutchins spins once again. However, Gage Painter once again did not pass Loden for a complete lap. So I believe that Painter will still be a Carling, will start behind Loden. Loden is a lap down, but as Painter did not pass him under green yet, I believe that Painter will still be stuck behind Loden. As that is the case, as you have to pass him for a complete lap, which Painter was not able to do. So 1 to go will be given once again. Repko and Painter, your 2 lead lap cars with Nick Loden in between them. We head into turn number 3. Green flag back out in the air as the yellow flag will immediately fly again. Hunter Hutchins spins down the front straightaway. That's his 3rd and final strike. So Gage Painter got all the yellows he needed. He just got them about a lap too soon each time. So some tough luck for Painter there. So Hutchins, that's his 3rd and final strike. Hutchins is done. So we have 2 cars left out on the track that are on the lead lap. Those cars are Ryan Repko and Gage Painter. However, starting between them, as Painter has not passed Loden for a complete lap yet, will be Nick Loden. So Painter's going to have to try to get by Loden down the back straightaway on the restart lap if he wants any shot of trying to get to Repko. So Painter's got his work cut out for him, but Gage is a great driver. We'll see what he can do. 1 to go this time by Repko. Going to lead him into turn number 3. Green flag is back out in the air. Painter still stuck behind Loden. He's going to look low down the back straightaway. He gets the job done. He slides in front of Loden. However, there's about 6 car lengths separating him and Repko as Repko comes around, takes the 2 to go this time by. The only shot Painter has is for Loden to spin out. White flag in the air one more time around for Ryan Repko. He's going to round turn 4, fly down the back straightaway, go through 3 and 4. Give the win to Ryan Repko. 2nd place to Gage Painter and 3rd to Nick Loden. Gage might have had the car to compete with Repko at the end there, however. The yellows just came a lap too soon each time, which meant Ryan Repko was able to pick up the uncontested flag-to-flag Light World Formula A main event win. So that concludes our Light World Formula A main event. Only 2 races left to be run today. We've definitely run a ton quicker today than we did last Saturday, which is great.
Sorry I missed the cue, Sam. When you say, and that does it for today's, I guess I'm supposed to jump in and say, we're headed to the pits to talk to the winning driver.
Yes, you are.
Well, you'll have to get on me after the race and tell me what I didn't do right. So, but I am going to run down Mr. Ryan Repko. I probably can't run him down because he's too fast. But I will get a word with Mr. Repko. That was a typical Repko style race. The car was obviously hooked up. I mean, he didn't have any real threat from anyone, even on the restarts. And it was unfortunate that Gage had to line up behind the lap car, but he had not lapped, so that was the proper call. But it might have been interesting if Gage would have started on his bumper. It might have been a little different. I
definitely would have liked to have seen that, but he did not. Ryan was able to luck out on that on those couple final restarts to have no contest from Gage.
See if we can get a word with the man in the helmet and the black suit. Now you made a comment up on the broadcast that you had made some changes to your cars and you were going to be better in the race. You had it dialed in pretty good, didn't you?
I don't think we did too much to that car. It was the 160 we were worried about. That car was really fast. I got to thank Talon Chassis, Flash Engines, and Super M Brothers Suspension and my dad for doing such a great job.
Now, on those restarts, Nick, because he hadn't been lapped by Gage, got the privilege of starting on your bumper. Were you concerned about Gage? Because, Gage Painter is a great driver. And on those restarts, you were still able to get away and not give him a chance to get up on your bumper. Did you know that he was just waiting for you to make a little mistake, which you didn't do?
I knew he was probably there, but 3 laps to go with a lap car in front of you, that's not the circumstances you would want if you were him.
Yeah, it'd have been interesting if he would have lined up on your bumper, but you know what? It's another win for Ryan Repko. 1,800 wins here, so congratulations on typical Ryan Repko style race.
Thank you.
That was Ryan Repko, the winner. Previous race, which in the Light World Formula. And now we have the heavy Honda race coming up with 5 cars taking the green flag. Starting on the pole will be Mr. Luke Akers. Starting second will be Brandon Anderson. Miss Abigail Kinney will be starting third. Jacob Borst starting fourth. And Miss Macy Curry starting shotgun on the field in this 35-lap heavy Honda A main. There is a brief delay in the resumption of racing. They're getting all the cars lined up in the hot chute. Probably got some parents that are having cars in other classes and trying to get everything put away and head back out to the hot chute. So looks like they are just about ready to give them the go-ahead to take the track. We'll see how, looks like the chief starter or the steward in charge of the hot chute, Mr. Chad Allen, is having a conversation with some of the car handlers. I'm sure they're talking about making sure everybody's strapped in safely and getting ready to push these cars off for the race number 10 of 11 races. And our 11th race today, which is the Light 160, is going to be a cup race.
Another cup race.
With 8 cars in that field. And folks, I don't know if you can get a more competitive field to finish the day off here at NCQMA. Drivers like Levi Riffle and Tyler Conover, Connor Youngchuck, Delana Hodge, Ryan Repko, Nick Loden, John Michael Repko, and Gage Painter. Those are some top-notch drivers. But before we get to that finale, we're going to have race number 10, which is the heavy Honda. So, Sam, take it away. They're pushing them out on the track.
Heavy Honda heading out on track now. Abigail Kennedy, first one to make it out on the speedway. She'll start third. As our starting lineup, as Mike did say, our starting first will be Luke Akers. Starting second, Brandon Anderson. Starting third, Abigail Kennedy. Starting fourth, Jacob Borston. Starting fifth with fast time, Macy Curry. Macy picked up the championship over the summer in the summer series for the heavy Honda division. She's trying to back that up with a weekend series championship. However, she is under close competition
as both Brandon Anderson and Jacob Borst are right on her tail in the points race. Remember, the next time we will be racing and broadcasting the Flash Products Tracking Live and live coverage of NCQMA Speedway Racing. We'll be at our next race, our 14th race, on November the 1st. Only 3 races left on the NCQMA Speedway season, so if you haven't made it out yet this season, come on out, as there's not as many activities going on in November. So come on out to the NCQMA Speedway and watch some great racing. And it's about the cheapest entertainment you'll find, as it is free. So we've got these drivers that are lined up. We should be rolling off very soon, as the one to go is given this time by Akers and Anderson. Going to lead him into turn number 3. Green flag out in the air. Luke Akers able to keep Brandon Anderson out to the outside row. Their freight train Anderson back. It looks like he's going to end up all the way back in the 5th and final running position. Luke Akers able to maintain the lead on the start. Abigail Kenny stays right behind. Then it's about 2 car lengths back to 3rd place. Macy Curry, who had fast time in qualifying earlier today. She's slowly catching up to Abigail Kenny. Now she's right on the bumper. The Kenny machine looks low down the front straightaway, gets the job done. Kenny slides up into 4th, as you can hear Lola yelling from the pits, frustrated that Abby got that pass, gets slid back to 4th via the freight train. Lola definitely always cheering, very enthusiastic for Abigail and pretty much any other driver. Battle for the lead now heating up. Luke Akers started on the pole. He's your leader. However, Macy Curry and Jacob Borst have caught up right to the bumper of Akers. Curry's going to look low down the back straightaway. Borst is going to follow, so slide Akers back to 3rd. Now Curry is your leader with 25 laps left to go. However, Jacob Borst right on her bumper. That's your battle for the lead, Curry and Borst. With 22 laps left to go, nothing has changed for the battle for the lead. Borst still right on Curry's bumper, unable to make a pass. In 3rd is Luke Akers. However, right on his bumper is Abigail Kenny. And running in 4th, Brandon Anderson. Brandon's not been running as well as he normally does, as he looks low under Abigail Kenny, not able to make the job. So Anderson's still mirrored back in the 5th and final running position with 18 laps left to go. This is definitely not a performance like he normally has, as he is running, I believe, currently 2nd in the points. So this day will definitely be tough for him in the championship battle where it is concerned. With 15 laps left to go, Macy Curry still your leader with Jacob Borst right on her bumper. They've pulled out to about a straightaway advantage over Luke Akers in the 3rd place running position. Luke Akers has a comfortable advantage over Abigail Kenny in 4th, who is now once again being contested by Brandon Anderson, who this time is able to get the job done. Slide Anderson up to 4th, and Abigail Kenny heads into the 5th and final running position. Still, with 12 laps left to go, Jacob Borst not able to make the pass on Curry. I don't know if he's just trying to ride behind her, wait till the race is over, or if he just can't quite pull the car under her to get the job done. We'll have to wait and see, as he has 10 laps to try to make that pass for the lead done, as so he can pick up the win that, of course, every driver wants more than anything. Macy Curry's now pulled out to about a car length advantage over Jacob Borst with 6 laps left to go. It looks like that car is just getting a little too tight on Jacob, picking up the left side 2 wheels a little bit through the corners. And Brandon Anderson and Luke Akers make contact down the front straightaway. That's going to bring out the yellow flag as Luke Akers stops on the track and collects Abigail Kenny. So those 2 drivers stop on the track. That's going to bring out a yellow with 6 laps left to be run. We had a great green flag run going there, but it looked like near the end, Jacob Borst's car finally began to go away, and it looks like he needed to have
tried to pass Curry a bit earlier. Let's see if this yellow that'll obviously cool down the tires will be good for Jacob, or if those tires are just shot and it's just too late. The 3 of Abigail Kenny heads into the pit lane. They wanted her to stay on the pits. However, they were not able to get that message to her in time, as I believe when she was stopped, she was told to go off of the speedway, and then that call did change. However, there is no radio contact or anything like that between handlers and drivers, only the loudest shouting you can do, and they just weren't quite able to get her to stay on the track after, I believe, what would be a change in call. Also heading out onto the pit road on a dolly is Luke Akers. They're bringing the Akers machine into the pits. They're going to try and repair that machine, get it back out on the track. How many laps do we have for them to repair? 4 laps? 5 laps. So we got 5 laps for these drivers to get their cars fixed and on the ground rolling. If they are not rolling within the 5 laps, which is now 4 laps, then they will be considered late out. They'll have to stop at the end of pit road, and they will be allowed to go back out if a lap has not been completed. If a lap is completed, their race is over. 3 more laps for the cars of Kenny and Akers in pit lane to try to get back out on to the speedway. Scratch that down to 2. Now they've got the 3 car of Abigail Kenny rolling. She's going to head on to the speedway. So now Luke Akers has 2 laps in order to get that one machine fixed and ready to go. Scratch that, he now has 1. They're taking it off the dolly, and they are going to push as Akers is going to be able to make it back out on the speedway by only about half a lap. So all 5 drivers have made it back out on the speedway in time. Your leader is Macy Curry. Running in second is Jacob Borst. Borst began to lose a little bit of ground there before this yellow. Let's see if the cool down of the tires has allowed him to get any of his speed from earlier today back. Running in third is Brandon Anderson. Brandon was mirrored back in last for a while before quietly making his way up to the 3rd place running position. Then in 4th is Abigail Kenny. 5th, Luke Akers. Had green flag out this time by Macy Curry's your leader. However, Jacob Borst able to stay right on her bumper, so it looks like this yellow was good for Borst as they cross the line with 4 laps left to go. Borst is going to have to make a pass as quickly as he can. I don't know if he just can't get that car turned under Curry or not. As 3 to go, scratch that green flag in the air. 2 laps to go this time by for Jacob Borst to try to make something happen on Macy Curry. White flag, Borst has 1 more corner to make it happen. He's going to look low down the back straightaway, gets the job done. Give the win to Jacob Borst. 2nd place to Macy Curry. Jacob Borst goes for the last lap pass down the back straightaway on Macy Curry, steals the win, and give the win to Jacob Borst. Borst only led 1 lap. Curry led 34, but Borst led the one that counted, and Curry led the 34 that didn't.
Hey, man.
Next out on the track will be our final race of the day, our Light 160 A-Main Cup race event.
We will get a word with Mr. Jacob Borst, but we also have the Light 160 Cup race coming up to finish off a great day of racing here at the NCQMA in Salisbury, North Carolina, home of the concrete oval, which becomes a donut, what they tell me when you race.
It does kind of become a donut because the straightaways are just so short.
And as soon as Mr. Borst gets climbed out of his car, we will try to get a quick word before they start the introduction of drivers for the Cup race getting ready to take place here momentarily. I think Mr. Borst is on the other side of the scale house, and I'm going to try to get a word with him. Still waiting for the number 4 car, and he rolls through the shed, and he will be climbing out, ready for a hopefully quick interview over here. Now we'll head over to the track for the Light 160 introduction for the Cup race. Macy Curry comes over and congratulates Jacob. That was a interesting race. Jacob was kind of a bumper for most all the laps, and on the very last lap, checker flag lap, he was able to get under and come and passed her on turn 4, and after that it was like who can get to the finish line first, and he won half a car.
It'll definitely be interesting to hear him and hear about how he came up with that strategy.
Well, we'll get he gets a kiss from Mom. That's always important. Luke Akers goes over and congratulates the...
Are these your sunglasses up here?
Yes, be sure to hold on to them. They're like $200.
I wasn't sure if they were yours or Ryan's.
No. We do have Mr. Jacob Borst, and for the second time today, getting to talk to Jacob in Victory Lane. You rode the bumper of Macy Curry for most of that race. A couple times you made a little contact. Were you thinking in the back of your mind, I'm going to set her up on the last lap, or that just happened?
I was trying to pass her, but my car was starting to bite really bad, and I thought I had to get her, or get her when she got loose or something, and miss her marks because it was so tight. That caution helped us cool down our tires because we were starting to bite. We were coming around just the lap, and I got her loose, and I didn't mean to. But the last lap, I wanted to win, so I just got the steering wheel hard as I can, and it just stuck down there.
Well, it was a dash to the finish line as you both came out of turn 4, and you had got ahead of her by about a half a car length, and that's about the length of victory, about a half a car. So it was a great you and Macy race, because you are definitely two of the top drivers down here, and it was fun to see you battle on the track, and the way you set her up and passed her, that was pretty amazing. So great job, Jacob.
I want to thank my sponsors. I want to thank my dad, my mom. I want to thank my grandma and grandma coming out here and watching me today. I want to thank Nichols Dodge, Barbara Heaton and Air, a trailer place in Burlington, and that's it.
Well, very good. Jacob Borst, the winner of the 10th of 11 races, and we are getting ready for today's finale. That would have been the race number 10, which was the heavy Honda, and now we're getting set, I believe, to have our second of 2 Cup races today, and this will be the Light 160. We started the day off with the Cup race for the heavy 160, and we will finish up with the Light 160. So Sam is going to be another. This is probably the race. This could be the race of the day coming up, and I think the drivers are just about ready to be pushed out onto the track. We'll have, as we said earlier, this is a good size field for the Light 160s. We're going to have a total of 8 drivers coming out here and the lineup for the race will be Levi Riffle on the pole, and he'll be beside Nick Loden, who's outside front row, starting second. In the third starting slot is Tyler Conover, and Tyler's had a win today. And starting in fourth is Gage Painter. Starting fifth, another previous winner, Connor Youngchuck. And then Mr. Ryan Repko will be starting sixth. Delana Hodge will be starting seventh. And John Michael Repko will be starting shotgun on the field. So there's 8 cars in this field with this being a big cup race, the final race of the day. It's been a good day of racing here at NCQMA. We've had some good races. We've had a lot of action, a lot of drivers who we thought were going to do really well. We've kind of some of them have struggled, but the ones that have come through, it's been a great race for everyone down here. If you haven't been to one of these races, folks, we keep saying you need to come down and watch these young drivers take the track, because these are the future of racing. Not just necessarily your cup races or your touring NASCAR divisions, but just to be a Saturday night race car driver. These kids are honing their skills now, so when they get older, they're going to go to the tracks like Hickory and Ace Speedway and Bowman Gray and Martinsville and the late models, and this is what's going to keep racing active in this part of the country. These young drivers are just absolutely loaded with talent, absolutely some of the best drivers in the country. And if you'll get a chance to see all these young drivers face some of the best in the nation Thanksgiving weekend, when the 10th annual Carolina Fall Nationals takes place here at the NCQMA. And we'll have drivers, currently we have drivers registered from Michigan and from Connecticut. And I think we have one from Texas. We have drivers from around the country that will be coming down to the NCQMA to spend Thanksgiving week. And that will give our drivers a chance to compete against some of the best in the nation. And generally, as a rule, the NCQMA drivers are fairly competitive no matter what venue they're racing and what they're actually what classification they're in. We just have some of the best drivers in the country down here.
Just work opposite ways. Start over there for the broadcast.
So we're going to get a word with drivers once they get lined up and get their they're taking the cars off their dollies, and they put them on the backstretch. They line them up down the backstretch with the driver stands out off to the left front of the car for photo ops and for interviews of the drivers. We do a pre-race interview with the Cup drivers, and we're going to get a word first with. By the way, Tracy Riffle, happy anniversary.
Thank you, sir.
Now, this young man in the cowboy hat, are you ready for this big Cup race?
No, not really.
Wait a minute, Levi. Mr. Cool, Calm, and Collected, you're not ready?
I'm nervous.
Best way to get rid of nerves is start the engine.
I hope so.
I want to say good luck to you. You've been impressive so far today, and also thanks for helping us out broadcasting.
Well, thank you.
Mr. Levi Riffle, who will be one of the contenders, I'm sure, of this race. We'll get a quick word with Nick Loden. He's over here by his car. Nick, are you ready for this big Cup race?
Yep.
So what do you think is going to be your biggest challenge?
Getting into the lead.
Getting into the lead. Now, it's going to be a lot of really good race car drivers, but you think you're going to have enough to get them covered?
Hopefully.
Well, good luck to you. You're a good driver, and it's going to be fun watching. So have a great race. That's Mr. Nick Loden, who is going to be starting from the second starting position. Now we're going to talk to the man with the baseball cap on backwards, Tyler Conover. And Tyler, we talked earlier because you won a race earlier. You got a lot of good drivers around you. Starting in the third position, that's a pretty good spot to start because you're in the bottom.
Yeah, I like starting third a lot.
Now, what do you think is going to be your challenge? Because, I mean, you got good cars in front of you and you got some great cars behind you.
It's going to be a very hard challenge because you got Gage Painter and Connie Youngchuck and Ryan Repko.
You got some of the best drivers in the business in this race, don't we?
Yeah.
Well, I want to say that you're an impressive young man, a great driver. I want to wish you good luck. And maybe you can bring home another win. So good luck today, Tyler Conover.
Thank you.
So we'll see how Mr. Conover does with his third starting slot. He recognizes all the good drivers that are going to be competing against him. Now we're going to get a word with Mr. Gage Painter. Gage, I haven't talked to you all day long. I've been worried about, are you okay? Everything fine with Gage Painter?
Yeah, we just haven't had our cars today. Maybe we can take one home here in today's cup race. Hope my dad's got the right setup like last night.
Well, you know, this field of drivers are kind of like the cream of the crop down here at NCQMA. So you're going to have your hands full. What's your plan trying to get up to the front?
Well, I start fourth, so there's 8 cars and there's 2 behind me, so I'm going to try and drop back and work my way up, and it's like 45 laps, so I got a few times, so I'm just going to try and go with the flow and try and make my way up to top 3.
Well, I know you're a tremendous race car driver. I've seen you win in all kinds of circumstances, so I want to say good luck to you today and see if you can go out there and pick up a win.
Thank you.
That was Mr. Gage Painter, who is always a threat to win any kind of race, and now Mr. Connor Youngchuck, who's also won a race today. Connor, we talked about, look, on one side you got Gage Painter and you got Ryan Repko. You got some really talented drivers in this field. It should be one of the best races of the year, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Now, what's your plan? I mean, I don't think, did you hear Gage's plan? He just wants to get to the front. Is that kind of what your plan is, to get to the front?
Yeah.
Now, you're going to be starting 5th, which is an inside starting spot. And that's always the preferred way to start here at this track, is on the inside, because you can freight train the outside. Is that kind of what you're hoping you can get up to the front and do?
Yeah.
Well, good luck to you with your Flash Products powered machine. And maybe we'll see you again in Victory Lane, Connor.
Thanks.
Connor Youngchuck, man of few words. And now we have got Mr. Ryan Repko lining up to go. Mr. Repko, I just talked to you 30 seconds ago. Are you always around the microphone?
Seems like it.
Now, you got a great field of competitors, Ryan. I mean, this is, like I said, this may be one of the best races of the year here, because obviously everybody wants to win the coveted cup race. And the talent that's in these cars, it should be fun. And you got to start way back in 6th, which is not an ideal place to start, but you think you got enough to get to the front with this car?
I hope so. We've made a lot of adjustments during the break. I think we should be faster than what we were. It's definitely a challenge starting 6th, but we're hoping to make it happen later in the race.
Well, good luck to you. Maybe we'll talk to you in Victory Lane. Ryan Repko.
Thank you.
Now we have Miss Delana Hodge in the number 7 car. Delana, how are you doing today?
Good.
Now, we were talking to some of the other drivers, and you know how good all these drivers are, and you're amongst the good drivers here at this track. This could be one of the best races of, if not the year, at least today. Are you ready to come from the 7th starting spot and try to get around those cars?
Yes.
At least you're starting on the inside, right? I mean, you don't want to start on the outside and everybody blows right by you. Well, I want to say good luck to you. You've been really impressive this year. You know, when you put your mind to it, you're just one of the best drivers here. So good luck to you. Keep the car going straight and see if you can win this big race.
Thank you.
That was Delana Hodge, who will be starting off 7th and going off on shotgun on the field is the number 8 car of John Michael Repko. And he's strapped in. He's got his shield down. He may not want to. They're putting his neck collar on to get him ready to go. John Michael, are you ready to go racing? Yes. You got to start way back here. Can you maybe get around some of these cars and get in the middle of all this battling for a win?
I really don't know. It just depends on what happens.
Well, I want to say good luck to you. You've got a lot of good drivers, and it's going to be fun to watch you. So go out there and have a lot of fun. That's John Michael Repko. That's going to wrap up the 8-car field. And as we said during even before these cars took the track, the talent level of this particular race is going to probably, I'd put these 8 drivers against anybody in the country and would have a real good shot at winning the race. So it's been like we said, a fun day here at the track. But this last race, it's going to, I think, there's just a lot of potential for things to go on. It's going to be fun because all these drivers are in this race are quality drivers. They've been to the big races. They won the big races. They have a lot of experience, and it's going to be a great 45 laps for this Cup race for the light 160. It's either going to be 40 or 45. I think the national race they run 45.
Test.
Do I have? Okay.
But we got a first responder standing here. I'm going to give him a little bit of CPR. I think he's about to pass out. I've seen you run twice today. You're in pretty good shape for an old man.
I try to be.
Everything okay with the drivers today?
Yeah, just fine. Just a couple bruises, bumps and bruises. Main thing is just to get them calmed down, let them see Mom and Dad out there, and assure them that everything's going to be okay, and we get them took care of.
I tell you, folks, when something happens, this man takes off like a jackrabbit, and then you hear his calming voice when he goes up to that car. And if your little kid is in that car, this fella here makes him feel like everything's going to be fine. So on behalf of all these families and kids, we say I want to appreciate what you guys do.
Thanks a lot for having us out.
That was the first responder from the fire department here at the NCQMA track, and that young man does a lot beyond that. He helps push some of the cars off. He's always involved in helping out in any way he can. And it shows that these kids have a lot of people supporting them. And, of course, it takes a lot to run a racetrack. It doesn't just happen. You got to have people stepping up for really a multitude of jobs around here. And one, the very important job is being a corner worker during a race, because you kind of keep the kids, keep these cars doing the things they're supposed to do during the race. You try to, I know these corner handlers take a real risk when they run out in the track and there's a spin out, because these cars get around this circuit pretty quickly, and if you're standing out there trying to push a stalled car, you're always worried that someone's going to come around turn 4 wide open and not have seen the caution. And we've been very fortunate this year that hasn't happened. But there's if you look at the parents of these 8 drivers that are standing out here in line, I think they're more tense than the drivers, because they all know what they've put into this race, and they know what they've put into these cars here today. And we're going to find out here very shortly who has the car to beat. So they're going to do their 30-second warm-up, and they do have, looks like 35 laps on the scores card. So it'll be a 35-lap shootout for the Light 160 Cup Race, the 2014 Cup Race at the NCQMA in Salisbury, North Carolina. Coverage brought to you by Flash Products. Makes the best engines in quarter midget racing. I'm going to throw it up to Mr. Hatfield. He's not eating, he's not drinking, he is very patiently waiting. But I did give him a break. He got to interview the drivers on the public address system, so everybody's happy.
That microphone worked this time. Earlier in the day, it didn't work, and it was very in and out, and I tried to do both at once. So this time, in case it didn't work, we decided to split up to where I did the PA and we let Mike do the interviews over the radio.
So that qualifies as a pit reporter job now, interviews?
Yeah. That's what they do.
We have a spin out, Mr. Conover spun out in the middle of the backstretch in the warm-up lap, so they'll get him pointed in the right direction and finish up the warm-up laps to get this field lined up. A lot of anxious spectators and parents over here, because there's some really some great drivers are going to be all trying to get to the front of this field. So Mr. Ryan Repko sitting back in the 6th position.
That may be a good place to start, because you never know what will happen at the beginning of this race. You got a lot of excited drivers that want to win, so that may cause a little bit of a stack up that Ryan could be in a position to avoid. It'll definitely be an interesting race. These are all some of the best drivers you'll find in the country, and when you put them all on a track together with stakes as high as these, you get a race that is entertaining to watch. 35 laps, only 3 will walk out of here with a Cup race win. The other 5 will walk out of here disappointed. Only 3 will walk out with a podium, 1 will walk out with the win, 2 will be happy because they at least got a podium, and 5 will be disappointed. 1 to go, this time by Riffle and Loden, the Carolina Cowboy. Quick Nick Loden. They're going to lead him down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Green flag out in the air. Riffle's able to get the jump on the restart, keep loading to the outside. Ryan Repko pulls in near the back of the pack. Repko dives under Elena Hodge, bringing Gage Painter with them. So Repko in 5th, Loden in 4th. Those are your two outside line drivers that did lose positions. Now the battle for the lead. Levi Riffle is your leader. However, the gingerbread kid, Tyler Conover, right on his bumpers. Now the battle for 4th. Ryan Repko looks low under Nick Loden, gets the job done, brings 12 Gage Painter with him. Slide Repko up into 4th. It's about 3 car lengths separating Repko and the 3rd place runner, Connor Yonchuk. However, we have a 3-car battle for the lead up front. Your leader is the Carolina Cowboy, Levi Riffle. 2nd place now is Connor Yonchuk. Yonchuk was able to make a nice diving pass under the gingerbread kid, Tyler Conover. Slide Yonchuk into 2nd, Conover back to 3rd. Conover now in the grasp of 19-time NCQMA champion Rapid Ryan Repko. It's now the battle for the lead. Connor Yonchuk looks low under Levi Riffle down the front straightaway. Slide the lead over to Connor Yonchuk in the flash-powered racing machine. 5-car battle for the lead as Ryan Repko looks low under the gingerbread kid. Gets the job done. Slide Repko up into your 3rd and final podium position. Repko now running in that 3rd and final podium position. Between him and 2nd place Levi Riffle, it's about a 3-car length advantage. Then your leader, Connor Yonchuk, only has about a car length over Riffle with 20 laps left to go. Repko may have the quickest car out on track as he is beginning to catch up to your 1 car of Levi Riffle. Gage Painter following Repko the entire race. Wherever Repko goes, Painter goes. When Repko passes, Painter's been passing. So Painter and Repko may be the quickest cars out on track. Ryan Repko now onto the back end of Levi Riffle. That's your battle for 2nd. Repko's going to look low down the back straightaway. He gets the job done. Slide Repko up into 2nd. And then Painter once again is going to follow. Painter goes to 3rd. So now your leader, Connor Yonchuk, has about 10 car lengths and 14 laps for Ryan Repko to catch up. So Repko's got his work cut out for him as Yonchuk puts John Michael Repko 1 lap down. Ryan Repko once again has 10 car lengths and he has 12 laps to catch up to your leader, Connor Yonchuk, in the flash-powered products machine. It looks like Ryan is fast, but not quite that fast. He may need a yellow in order to catch Yonchuk as there's only 10 more laps around for Connor Yonchuk until he finally picks up one of the trophies that his mother worked so hard to make. As John Michael Repko snaps loose out of turn number 4 for a second. I thought that was going to be Ryan's caution. However, unfortunately for him, it is not. Ryan's still about 10 car lengths behind Yonchuk. Ryan has not been able to maintain or catch up, any ground on Yonchuk. Yonchuk's maintained that lead throughout the entire race. Their leader, Connor Yonchuk, in 2nd is Ryan Repko. In 3rd is Gage Painter in that 3rd and final podium position. However, Painter is under no immediate threat as the 4th place runner, the gingerbread kid, Tyler Conover, about a straightaway back as we come around and take the 3 to go, this time by slow. Green flag in the air. 2 more times around for Connor Yonchuk. He's going to round turn number 4. Take the white flag. Yonchuk down the back straightaway. Out of turn number 4. Give the win to Connor Yonchuk. 2nd place will go to Ryan Repko. 3rd to Gage Painter. Connor Yonchuk runs a great race. Leads the majority of it. Picks up the coveted Cup trophy that his mom worked so hard to get for all of these drivers. If you heard a scream in the background, that was her once he won. So our top 3 drivers circling the track. Connor Yonchuk, he's going to get the flag, take the victory lap, give the Cup race win to Connor Yonchuk. He comes around, takes the victory lap before stopping on the start-finish line. Connor Yonchuk victorious, Light 160 Cup race event.
We'll get a word with the podium finishers for the Cup race. That was a clean race, a caution-free race, which is you mentioned during the closing laps, Sam. Ryan really needed a caution to wipe out that lead that Connor had, but Obviously, it was the three fastest cars on the track.
First place, Connor Youngchuck. Second place, Ryan Repko. Third place, Gage Painter. Fourth place, Tyler Hano. Fifth place, Levi Riffle. Sixth place, Delaney Hodge. Seventh place, Nick Loden. Eighth place, John Mike Repko. Top three drivers, please report to Tech, Youngchuck, Repko, Painter. Congratulations.
That was definitely a great race there. For a while, I thought Repko might have been able to catch Youngchuck, but just wasn't quite as quick as the end.
We will start with the third place driver, Gage Painter. Come over here a minute, Gage. You did what you said. You kind of laid back and then you got around everybody. I think you guys just needed a caution to bunch back up, and you may could have done some more damage, but obviously Connor had the field covered.
Yeah, I was hoping for a caution, though. Me and Ryan were getting a little bit tight. We were both biking, and I'm sure he wanted a caution, too. I tried to go with the flow, and I guess it didn't work that time. I guess we needed to try and went a little bit harder on the start. My dad said push him down, so I was trying to push him down and try and go on the outside and with three wide in the middle. I tried to do that, but it didn't work. At least I got third. It's my first third. I'm glad with it. I'm happy with it.
Well, that was a great race, caution-free, some good racing, the best drivers probably in the country in Light 160. It was fun to watch. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Gage Painter, the third-place finisher. We're going to get a quick word with Ryan Repko, who finished second. As soon as we get, if we get to the driver. Ryan, it was, big performance. I mean, you started sixth. You did what you said you're going to do. You just couldn't get caught up to Connor. And Gage was saying that what we needed was a caution flag to get you three bumper to bumper. But it was a great race.
Yeah, I think we had the dominant car. Just starting sixth is never what you want. And I think I don't think anybody anticipated it going green to checkered. I mean, that rarely ever happens, even at a regular race. But when you add cups, you would think it'd be even worse. But great job to Connor. I would like to thank Repco Racing, Talon Chassis, Flash Engines, and Supan Brothers Suspensions.
Well, congratulations on the second-place win. I know it's not what you wanted, but you know what? It was a great race. You did a great job. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Now we're going to see if Mr. Youngchuck will take time to have a quick interview. I guess I could sit down there with them because they're all sitting here on the ground. Connor, you want me to sit down or you want to stand up? Can I get a quick word with you? That was quite a race. And obviously you had the best car because you got out there and they couldn't catch you. Were you concerned at all about Gage and Ryan coming up behind you?
I was aware of them passing me. I thought they were going to get me on the last lap, like I always get passed in the lap in the cups, because I've never won a cup before. This is my first one I've won.
Wow, this is your first cup race win. That's great. Well, congratulations and great race. It was caution-free, and you did what you had to. You went out there from the fifth position, got to the front, and stayed out there. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Connor Youngchuck, the winner of the Light 160 Cup race. Now they're going to do some pictures here, and I'm going to head up to the broadcast booth to talk to
NCQMA would like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, Triad Sports Coverage.
Mr. Sam Repko, Sam Hatfield. Sam, that was quite a race.
That was, like you said, Connor was really pulling away with it. Ryan, Gage might have had faster cars, but they just started so far back in the field as they couldn't really do anything about it as they got stuck on that dreaded outside line and rode the freight train to the back and really couldn't have done anything about it.
Attention NCQMA members. Boy Jared, one of our rookie families, is selling some stuff for his school. He's going to come down to the pit area by the flag stand. If you'd like to look at his book, it's got some really cute Christmas stuff in it and some good kitchen stuff. Boy Jarrett's going to go down.
If you want to buy some stuff to support Corey Jarrett's school, he is down at the flag stand, I think she said.
Stanley.
So we're almost wrapping things up here for another racing day at NCQMA, the 13th points race of the 15-race season.
Luckily, it didn't seem like many drivers had the unlucky 13 today.
And that was, to me, that was amazing that the light 160 race ran caution-free.
I believe...
Way to go, Chris.
That race ran caution-free, as well as our earlier race ran caution-free for the majority of it, with a couple cautions at the end. So the cup races were a lot tidier than most people would have expected.
Yeah, it was definitely, everybody was on their P's and Q's, as they say, and it came out that what we expected to be maybe a wreck fest, because I just thought there was going to be a lot of the fast cars at the back of the field. But, when you get good quality drivers, they know how to get from the back to the front without hitting anybody. And Ryan and Gage Painter did a great job. They just couldn't catch Connor Yunchuk. He was, once he got his lead, he was, unless both Gage and Ryan said what we needed was a caution, and you were saying it all during the closing laps, we need a caution flag, if those two are going to be in contention. And it just didn't happen today. It wasn't meant to be for Ryan Repko and for Gage Painter, which is kind of unusual. Gage did not win a race today, and I don't know how many times he's been down here and not won at least one race, because Gage he's one of the best drivers down here. But we're going to be signing off here momentarily. We want to thank Flash Products for sponsoring Tracking Live and our live race day coverage with Sam Hatfield, calling the races. Sam, I want to say thank you to you for showing up again, on time and fit and ready to go. And our next race that we'll be broadcasting, I believe, is 2 weeks from today. Race number 14, November the 15th. 15th is the 15th and final points race of the season. And then the week of Thanksgiving, we're going to have at least Friday, Saturday coverage. We may do some pre-race special shows with some of the out-of-town guests we have coming in the race. So stay tuned at triadsportscoverage.com and go to NCQMA.com. That is the official website of the NCQMA here in Salisbury. We have put up a new website. We keep improving on it every day as we get new information, but everything you need to know about NCQMA and about quarter midget racing in general can be found by going to NCQMA.com. Information about the Carolina Fall Nationals, registration forms are online. The payment you can pay online. You can get everything done that you need to get before you come to North Carolina and just show up and get ready to race. So I want to invite any of you folks that are out there listening that have an interest in quarter midget racing. And if you don't have a driver, but you want to maybe think about becoming involved in quarter midgets, any one of these races would be a benefit to come down and watch. But when you come down for the Carolina Fall Nationals, you're going to see some really great drivers. But what you're going to really be amazed at is how well these young men and women carry themselves in public. These are very good, a very great ambassador for racing, these young drivers. And it's always been a pleasure when we talk to them or we run into one of them somewhere that are always so nice and polite and makes our job really easy. And having Sam Hatfield do his expert commentary, it's like, I don't know if you can get a better person to do what he does here at this track. And it just makes me feel good that he was willing to come on board. TriadSportsCoverage.com. He proudly wears his shirt with the logo on it. But we're going to go ahead and button things up. I think Miss Becky wants to get Sam home. He's probably hungry again because it's been about an hour and a half since he ate.
Yeah, I am.
See, he is actually. So for Sam Hatfield, this is Mike Pettaway saying thank you for joining us today on the air. And remember, we'll be back on the air on November the 1st for the next NCQMA points race of 2014. Until next time, be safe.